Yo, we're live. It's time to make more pipes in Houdini. And the pipes we made yesterday, they're pretty good, but they're super kind of weird looking, and the metal texture needs to have some of that rust dialed back a lot, a whole lot. At least as an option. Okay, so I think we're set up correctly now. I want to see this actually. And I need to look up some pipe references. It's time to start looking at like the real world, because I just started making like random things. But I like looking in here too. This church, interesting. Furniture stuff. Oh, I gotta move the. I forgot to set up. I wish I could like not restart my computer and just have this like streaming set up the same every time, but that doesn't work. This computer needs to be restarted. Get static object. What is that? Oh, convenience store. I want to see that. That's something I want to make in the future. Or soon. Could be soon. Space stuff. There's a really good Houdini tutorial that just came out on the Houdini YouTube channel for making this kind of stuff. We'll get back into... Well, there's some tubes. Yeah, I didn't make couplers like this. I realized that this is a coupler. What I have is like a mount or there's like I don't know the name for it, but that's what a coupler is. And I'm gonna make some of those to kind of connect them together. What's up, Praveen? Oh, I like the... Yeah, so we got to make some curvy ones like this. I mean, handrails, pipes. There's really not there's no difference really, or not much of a difference. Those are nice. I need to. I think I can hit that quality. You want to learn? What do you want to learn? I don't know if this is like a teaching situation here. I like this. I like this one. I really need to start doing foundations. I think I have a concession to the blocking system to make that work. We'll see. We'll see. And roofs like that. I haven't started to make like hipped roofs yet in Houdini. I think it's going to be like really good though, compared to Blender. Just because of their booleans or procedural, it's much nicer. Yeah, so we can get to this point. I'm gonna have to jump. I need to make a foundation. It's really holding back like all the architecture, not even, but like I play an obscene amount of Call of Duty Mobile, and I look at the maps as I'm going there, and all their buildings have foundations, and just it's holding back everything. And every time I look at one of my houses or buildings, they just look ridiculous. So it's gotta go down. I don't have like a porch situation like this. These are cool. I did make a gable like that one. This is like it's like weird double hung window where the top one's smaller than the bottom one. But this is a really good level of finish. That's pretty cool. Convenience store. I started to make stuff like this and then never quite finished it. It seems like overwhelming to generate all of the props individually, all these little ones. But I think with Houdini it'll be a little bit easier. Like we can just make a couple different like bottle generators, and then all the variations get made that way with a texture atlas. So I think I have like a framework now to approach modeling all this. Before I was like, I'm not making all these in Blender. It's not going to happen, or Maya. But if it's in Houdini, I think it'll be a little bit easier. All of it. What's up, Quattro? Cool stuff there. Let's look at pipes, images. Now there's like a lot. Okay, yeah. Okay, here we go. Those are good. These are good. Oh yeah, those are the ones we want to go for right there. Those, I see that kind of stuff everywhere. And also just like plopped out. Just we want to kind of have. I'm gonna like make a couple of these like they're all one mesh. Like you're not gonna place each pipe. It'll be like here's a wall, boom of pipes, and you just drop a whole stack of them in there. That's pretty much enough right there. But I want to look at like just the different shapes that are happening. That looks like a video. That's making modular pipes for video games. We want to look at reality as much as possible, and then I come up with my own simplifications versus looking at someone else's simplification and then simplifying that. It doesn't. You end up with pipes that like I made yesterday. They don't make any sense. No sense at all. VFX animation and short filmmaking. I don't think that's what this is. I don't think that's what's happening here. Okay, so looks like we could just throw a pipe. I was looking at this. So we just throw a pipe right into a wall, and it turns, and then it goes up, and it could probably just also go back into the wall or into the ceiling. So I don't have any of these curved ones. This one, this one is very clear that the coupler is its own piece, but I think I'm gonna rewrite kind of rewrite some of the pipes so that we can do that kind of turn there, and then have this basically an extrusion from the cylinder. And those aren't really couplers, but there's bolts that connect these together. So like at kind of key intersection points, it's kind of the same idea as this. It's like instead of them being like in this one's they like screw together. So these are like little house pipes. These like industrial ones, they get bolted together. So we kind of went for this. And I'm noticing none of them are actually strapped to the wall like I was making them. I think I saw that on like a house for like a gutter. But there's like no straps. Like I put these like big strappy things on them. It's not. It doesn't. And I was looking at it, I was like, that doesn't look right. Like this looks a little bit more designed up, but it's more like this. So I'm gonna kind of rewrite them. And I want this like curve. So we're gonna like come out of a wall and curve down or up, and then it could just go into the floor or something like that. It's just like a right angle, something like that. How does this work in Cinetrace? I can show you in a second. Yeah, so I gotta go back in Houdini, and like I think the main reference is this, right? I want to be able to generate these. I'm not exactly sure how this gets done. Like I understand that this is a circle swept along a curve, which I'll make parametric. I'm not gonna hand paint the splines or whatever. But I don't know exactly how you put the bolts on the intersections here. And I also don't know if I'm gonna like. I just don't. Oh, you do them along a. Oh no, I get it. I mean, how I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna make these little like circle things here. They're kind of like our couplers. That's just gonna be a mesh, and then I will spawn them along the line we use to sweep this. I'll just spawn these here, so they're not gonna be like perfect geometry where they're like all one piece. They're just gonna be like separate pieces spawned along it. And same with those. I think that's the approach I'm gonna go for. I would also like to make these like right angle. Like for smaller pipes, they just screw into each other, so they have this kind of like little one. But I like these big ones first for some reason. So the first one I'm gonna make is it's gonna come out of a wall and go up, or out of a wall and go down, with a little curve here. I'll still keep the flat ones we made, but they're not like they're kind of weird. But they got us here. So these are the pipes in Cinetracer here. Snapped in. I mean, it's a good review for me too, actually. Yeah, I'll take this one. We don't have thumbnails yet, of course, but. So you basically take one out, and if you just put it against a wall, it'll snap in there like this. So these are kind of like, I don't know what these are. I thought I saw some reference where we had pipes like this that had like little straps on them, like they're like mounted against the wall. Which I'm still okay with for like an exterior set like that, but for the most part they look like they were like freestanding. Like so, like when you come in here, I laid out a couple more. We have different sizes. It kind of works. I think they're still fine, but I'm gonna make a pipe now that is gonna. Well, I want to make a whole wall of pipes as one asset as well, but it's going to. Let's say it comes out from. I mean, it doesn't really matter, but it's going to come out here and then turn 90 and go up. And it's going to have two of those couplers on them, maybe one in the middle. So I think that's like a completely different HDA, to be honest. It's just a different concept for it. So this is like our first like pipe that has straps on it. I'm not going to break this one. I think this one's completely fine. But I'm gonna make a different one that's closer to this reference. So we're just going to build like that part. And they're actually, what's happening is that there's like a little strap here, or like, I don't know, something like wrapped around it with like a steel pipe holding it in the air. So they're more like being supported by those, which we could generate those too, but that assumes you know where the ceiling is relative to the pipe, which we would not in all cases. Yeah, so I can't really put those details in because like the pipe could be in any orientation, so I wouldn't really want to fit that in there. But this kind of intersection, even with the letters typed on it, is kind of cool. I wouldn't mind going for this kind of texture too, just like really tone it back. This is more like it's been painted. It's like metal that got painted, but it's kind of rough. It'll be pretty easy. Yeah, ceiling mounts are more like this, I think. I think like that strapped against the wall look is viable in certain cases. I don't know when, but it was just to get us making these. So I don't think I'm gonna mess with this graph. These couplers are, I mean, the pipe part is this, and the couplers are that. It's the couplers like kind of everything, and it's not set up the right way to do the type of pipe I want to make now. So I'm gonna turn this one off. We still have it. I can come back and make more. I'm gonna take off some of the straps, I think, or the mounts or whatever you want to call those. I'm just gonna make a new one. Most of that work was the strap, I think, actually. So this is like, I'm gonna call this CT pipes 2. I'm not turning these into proper HDAs. I don't really, well, unless I was going to like make, if I make a wall of pipes generator, then I would put these in another one. But for now, I'm just making one by one. So this is going to be geo pipes. Doesn't really matter. Collisions are all either generated or what it called, just a complex for now. So, the parameters for this thing, null. Not exactly sure actually, but we'll see. Pipe control. So I'm really just going for that right angle, and then those little those connections along the way. And if I build it correctly, I should be able to add more. I'm not sure how that's gonna work, because like I don't want to build a tool where I have to click out splines. Like the spline is procedurally generated too. I hate drawing splines by hand. So let's see here. Oh yeah, controls, right? So we're gonna definitely need to start is definitely like pipe radius. That's like important. We'll draw the pipe and the curve first, and then so I'm just gonna draw a right angle. So it's basically just 2 points with a bevel. So we'll have our how's this gonna work? I'm not sure. We'll have some sort of height, some sort of how much it comes out from the wall, and then how much it turns, like how much bevel. So this is like here. So let's just call this like pipe height. Then pipe I'll call it like, this is like the main offset. This might have to change later, but pipe offset. It's like that's like how much it comes off the wall. I could call it the wall offset. And then we'll have the pipe. Pipe bevel. So that'll get me a circle radius, and then basically how to draw the 2 points and then bevel them, and then we sweep them, and that's the beginning, and everything comes off of that after that. Like that's like the main setup. So we have a circle, and then I have to build those couplers procedurally and then snap those along the spline I'll make after this. So this is circle for the pipe radius. I'm trying to set that up now, like name these correctly as these get bigger. It gets overwhelming if you don't name them. Like you have to then refigure out too much. And I'm not like feeling the subnetwork comments yet. I don't think I use them right, but I don't really like them, how they look. I need to give it another shot. So I didn't name this one apparently. Pipe radius. So we'll make circular pipes, so we're not gonna have it'll be the same for both of those. Let's look at it. Where's the circle? Okay. Let me shrink this up. This doesn't have to be so big. I should have parameterized some of these already, but did not. So for sweeps, I think we do want to keep it on XY. So this pipe radius, make it like 0.5. That's gigantic pipe already. Pipe height, I don't really know how that's going to work, but I'll figure it out. Offset 0.2. Well, if it's a radius of 0.5, we have to do a pretty big offset to 1, and the bevel's like 0.01's kind of a safe bevel. So that's the radius of this pipe here, of this circle. Nope. There we go. I don't like this view, this lighting. It's better. So there's the circle, and the line for now. How am I gonna draw this? I mean, I should think about all the shapes I want this to be able to do. Like, I wish my Wacom tablet was hooked up. I want it to like come out of a wall and then 90 up. It would also be good to be able to like come out. Let's look at the reference. How about that? So this is reality, right? So pipe is just like rerouting water somewhere, right? Like it's coming from somewhere and it needs to leave in the sewer or something like that, or you're getting it hot water up to it or something like that. Like so, it's really like an in-out situation, right? So like we have a pipe that goes like straight down or straight across, right? So we're just like moving it from room to room. In this case, it's coming from this room and it's going up some amount for some reason, and then it's turning that way as well. So what is like the general way of describing this? It's really just a spline, but I want like a parameter to do this. I don't know how to do that. That's why these things have always kind of overwhelmed me. Like this intersection here, it's the same elbow, but 90 this way and then 90 another way. It's kind of like the best way to do it is to just draw them by hand. You're just drawing the curve, and you just tell that curve is what you're. But then how do you bevel it? You're drawing the curve, and then I don't know how to build this tool yet. I should probably watch some videos on it. I have a hard time watching Houdini videos, but I'll still just do this one right angle going up. But I would like it to be able to do this without having to draw it by hand, because then I don't want to like switch into ortho views in here and start clicking dots around. I don't want to do that. So if I'm only going to worry about those two, drawing the spline is its own task at some point. For now I'm just gonna use an add node, and I'll do it that way. I like this one. Dot. Where'd you go? Where are you, Dot? Oh, I didn't make it. There it is. So there's that. I'm gonna hide the things, the other objects. I don't need those just yet. That's once we transform it away from the wall. So there's our first dot, and I'm basically just gonna have it come out and then straight up. So it's just 3 points. That one being the first one. Second point, we're gonna come out on. Yeah, this is the axis I like to work on. So we're gonna come into positive Z. This pipe offset, which I'm gonna have to rename that like now, but let me type it in. Actually, let's change it before I start to get too deep. These are bad names, so we're gonna do pipe height. But what does that really mean? Trying the splines is so we have the height. That's like where it goes. That's like its full bounding box. It's really like a wall height. And then I need how much it comes out and then where it starts. So there's 2 offsets. Okay, so we're going to call it pipe offset depth. So depth offset. And I need just like a height offset too. That's how this is going to happen. And this is really like a wall height. I'll call this wall height. I'll put that up here. So we have a depth offset, and then we'll have a offset height offset, and I capitalized the variable here, so that's bad. And then the bevel. So this takes care of drawing the spline itself, but it's not that reusable yet. Because I think this style pipe with those couplers on them with the bolts around it, that's like a lot of things. Like this one's going to be more reusable than the other one I made. Could you make a 90-degree angle pipe and a straight one and connect them in Unreal and snap them in block style? I could eventually, but I think that's actually too. It's like I tried to start with like something that's like here's an entire location completely dressed, and then it's like, okay, then here's a location that's not dressed, and I'm kind of doing them in like chunks. So like, it's for someone who has no time, here's the whole thing. And if you have a little bit more time, here's an empty one with some really big pre-made ones. And then if you have even more time, here's each piece individually, and you can spend an hour just assemble, because that's how long it would take, I think, to just assemble like all these right angles and straight pieces and get them into a place that looks good. I don't have multi-select in Cinetracer, so it's like really, would be really slow. So in theory, yeah, but I want to make bigger blocks for people. That's like kind of the main thing. So wall height is 4. That's like our world grid. Then we have our radius. Depth offset we'll say is 1. Height offset we'll say is also 1. And pipe bevel we're not quite there yet. So we're gonna draw this first point at. Well, then I guess I'm gonna draw a pipe that comes out of the floor. So the first point is actually at height offset on Y, so that's what we'll draw this one. So we're coming off the ground, so we're gonna height offset into both of these, and the second one gets the depth offset. It's kind of dangerous working with one, but I'll keep going for it. And that's into positive Z here, so it's drawn out, and that's it actually. And then the third point, I guess this add node, the add node sort of becomes my artistic tool. Like I would rather add points like this than draw them out here. I don't want to change view if possible. And so the third one is at wall height for Y, and the same depth, which is depth offset, which is this one. Right, so all it is just like like that. And then I'm going to bevel that point, and that is, I'm just gonna select it for now. We're gonna have to do something a little bit more. I mean, this part's, I'm okay for this part to be like more by hand. Like I watched part of that Houdini demo from yesterday, made like a sci-fi terminal, and he does a lot of like, I mean, he uses a lot of like quick groups, which is keeps it a little bit more procedural, but you know, it's okay to have some of it be by hand. I've been making like almost like a full parametric situation, but it really only needs to be parametric where you need it to be. So in this case, if I want to like art direct this and have it like return back into the wall, I'll come and add a point. I'll change which points are being selected, and you know, just more of it's by hand. And I'm not going to build every situation possible into the slider layout just yet. Points, so we'll just grab it. This is, I haven't done a manual selection for a while. Is it like this, right? There we go. So we're just gonna bevel that one. Fuck, what happened? Why'd I jump out? And why are you like purple? That's 0.1. Yeah, okay, so then we'll, are we not viewing it? What am I doing wrong here? Oh, I'm like in the, I gotta jump out of this mode, hold on. So did I select this point? Because I don't see a bevel happening. Well, I'm gonna do this again for some reason. Oh wait, do I have to make this a line? There you go. Okay, cool. It's the first Houdini of the day. Points, links. Okay. Go back. I think that's what happened. Is I hitting enter. Yeah, there's the bevel. Okay. Anyway, so I guess I should parameterize how many of these things are happening, but. 0.3. Wow. Okay, so we're dealing with big numbers that bevel can get that big. Oh, and that looks kind of funky. Like something's wrong with the. I guess I do need to look at ortho. 1 second. Oh no, it's straight. It's just like weird perspective. But that's the pipe. Like this. So if I want to add more, if I want to art direct this pipe, I basically come and add points, and I just select which ones I want. And then the tool should do the rest from there. I shouldn't have to do that anymore after that. Oh yeah. Huh. I don't know where to put this webcam then. I'll put this here. That was my Call of Duty setup, and I'll put this like up here. Oh, it's sunny. I only need the corner. I don't know, to be honest. I guess that is an approach. I see what you're saying. Like, if we're looking at, like, this. So I could make this corner. And that's what I was thinking yesterday, is make this corner just, like say, a meter by a meter. But then you need to rotate it, which I don't have, like, the Fortnite creative style of rotation using hotkeys yet. I haven't written that. And then it becomes indeterminate, like, how big this is. I think that's, like, the next step. We could break that out and give that as a piece. But, and you know, like, I think anything smaller than a meter is a little bit, that's like the final step in the, you know, how small and discrete a piece you give. It's a lot of work to assemble it then. Like, so if we were designing, like, a modular kit for, like, a level designer who, like, that's their job, they love laying out pieces, you know, yeah, you would build them out individually like that. But for Cinetracer, I think it's about snapping together bigger chunks all at once. For now, anyway. I can still make these separately. But I want this to be able to then... The question is, like, where do I spawn the couplers based on these rules? Because what I would like to do is I draw this spline, you know, using an add and a bevel. That's really easy. Like, just add more points, have a turn. I can have it go 90. I can do all the art direction and design here. And I like that. And I could parameterize what I want if I have to. Then I bevel it. But then I want those couplers to get spawned for me. That's what I don't quite get. I guess it's just a group. It's just a group range. Or it's hand selecting them. That's not so bad either. But we'll see. We'll see. So I'm gonna. These are important. So this is an add line. Well, this is the add points for the pipe. What do they call it? Spline or something? We'll see when I do the sweep, whatever they call it. And that's the spline bevel. There's nothing really to say about that one. So we'll sweep it. Actually, technically, if it's a circle, I could have just piped radius into the... But say I want to do something weird to this one or spin it or something. This has... The sweep node now has, like, a circle built into it. You don't have to actually have a circle. Cross-section... Backbone. This is the backbone, they call it. So let's scoot this over here. See if we got the orientations right. Doesn't look like it, but we'll go look. Okay, what the hell happened here? Is this still a line? It is. And what's up with this circle? What's going on here? Okay. Is this the wrong axis? Polygon? There you go. Okay. Okay, right. So we're going to have this issue. So let's slow this thing. Oh, that's the height. Oops. Leave that alone. Radius. Let's start to tweak these a bit. So knowing that this, like, radius should never, like a 1 meter radius. I think that should be max. The depth offset, that could really be, say 2. Height offset could be as much as we want. So I'll say 4, which would make it invisible, like disappear. And bevel is definitely not that much. So I think 0.1 is would be a very large amount. I need to see in the parameters here. So that's our offset from the wall. So these are like the spline controls. And then this is... Oh, that's not hooked up yet. So let's go hook that up into here. Oh, that's crazy. I hit that value even though I wasn't looking at it. Okay. I see. I put it too small in the bevel. I guess it's like 1. Huh, maybe it's because these values are so large where actually we need to be much more like that. That's because if I allow the radius to go that big, I need to have something like this. So that's a gigantic pipe. Like way, way too big. So we'll slow it down to like here. And knowing that this is 4 meters, like that's really tall. This height offset brings it down. And then let's slow the bevel down. Bring it against the wall. Like this is like I like splines like this. I like being able to, without having to like select them and move them. I like setting them up like this as much as possible. So say that's like the main tube. Then we need to either resample or group range or something, and to this line, or this line actually, the resulting polybevel line, and then decide where the couplers spawn, which is like right here and right there for now. It's like there and there. So it could be just like as this thing becomes straight or whatever, tangent, like we stop the end curve, it's like they're right at the end, so we could just center it like here. So I'm gonna make that coupler out of just a cylinder to start, and then it actually, well, maybe I'll just build it the right way. How about that? Let's just build it the right way. It's a cylinder with a bunch of cylinders around it, and then like mirrored essentially, and keep it centered. And the top bolts are different than the bottom ones, but we're not gonna be able to like really enforce orientation all the way. But the top ones have like the actual like, they have like this extra middle extrusion in them. And there is like a very different, there's like a in-between plate, like a seal that's probably like rubber or something like that. Like that's metal and like a gasket. I think that's what that's called. You could do it based on curvature or point normals. What is curvature? Curvature is like the angle between like the points on either side of it or something. Oh, look, in the background, there's this little white pipe, and it has the little wall mount that we did yesterday. So I think the wall mounts we made, those are really only viable for like really thin pipes, not gigantic ones like this, right? But there's the one we made yesterday. It's in the background, actually, minus the little coupler detail, which I didn't do. So they're still useful. I just parameterized them like gigantic. I tried to make them like this. What's up, Ben? Ugh, my neck. Okay, so that makes me feel better. The pipes we did yesterday are back here. That's cool. I'm gonna make this coupler real quick because like that's what we're here for, is to do that. Anyway, they are not supported. That is not supported yet. Okay, so here's the sweep situation. That's like the main pipe. We're gonna be pulling data off of this to eventually spawn these little coupler things now. So let us. What is the best way to do this? I feel like circles are the best way. Versus like, yeah, I don't know. It seems like best in general to start in 2D and then in a controlled way bring it into 3D. So this is like, this is controlling the spline. Well, these are controlling the spline actually. So this is the pipe itself. These control that's the spline, and this is also the spline. So this is like spline stuff. And now we're getting into the couplers, which is its own situation. So we're going to say coupler radius, coupler height is going to be like an extrude or something like that. I need to name this here. Radius, height. And then we're going to have like, oh God, we have like all the same thing for the bolt. So let's call it bolt radius. I have this on my to-do list, is just to make like HDAs for like all the different type of bolts. They should probably be normal detail, but whatever. Like just have like HDAs that just like pre-make these bolts for me. They're really simple, but just to be able to pull out a bolt would be great. And same with door handles and window latches and stuff like I shouldn't be modeling over and over again. I got to start making like an actual library out of this. But that's not today. Bolt height, and then it should just be like bolt number. Bolt amount, bolt number. I still haven't standardized like how I say that. Like bolt number. Number of bolts. Yeah. So that should get us through most of this construction. So let's look at this. We're not lofting this, and we kind of are, but like we want to put this on the correct plane. I'm going to construct it like this way. So the parameter list needs to go into folders like soon. Soon. So, coupler radius. It's always going to be more than this one by a little bit. So we'll say it's like 2. Coupler height, I don't know. Bolt radius, I don't know. Height, I don't know. Number of bolts, not 0. Start at like 6. Okay. So radius, that goes into this circle. Both of these things. Whoa. It's very large. Okay, we are like many factors off. That's 0.1. This is 2.5s. It's because it was parameterized differently. I see. Okay, so I got to go rearrange these in a little bit. But so there's this. I think I'm gonna mirror this whole thing, except for the bolts have slightly different detail on the top and bottom. I just won't do that. So we're just gonna go up and it's done. But basically, like, we're just gonna go up with it. Oh no, there's that like thing in the middle though. I like that gasket. To do that gasket though, I'm gonna need a separate material ID, which is kind of like not sure if that's worth it. Or trimming it. I like it though. I think it's gonna look. I think that gasket detail is important. There's a little shiny highlight. It just breaks it up because it's a little shinier than the pipe as well. Not that I'm gonna make this material, but it's. I think it's. This whole thing is for set dressing, right? So it's like. I think that's an important detail. So I have to have like a gasket height too. So there's 2 extrudes, and then I'm gonna. Oh fuck! Then I gotta like select it, and it's gonna have to be its own thing. But I think it's worth it. I'm gonna put that. I guess at the bottom. So I'm gonna say coupler gasket height, and then the rest of it's kind of known or calculated from our current set of variables. So it's 1. I'll figure out what the ranges are in a little bit. So I guess it's like an extrude up this height and then extrude up that height. So it's an addition. That's fine. Then we flip it and then we put the bolts around it before we flip it. Getting this ring is going to be... I'll just group it here and then this will have groups. The groups will exist on the way out. Actually, the extrude gives you the group. It's the outer part of this extrude we're about to do. So we'll just, as long as this thing pushes out groups, I'll be able to put materials on it without having to like come back and do anything manual. Extrude. Yeah, okay. So this is going to be the extrude gasket, and then it'll be followed up by extrude for whatever the next part is. And yeah, we should probably consider the divisions in your primitive. Divisions, yeah. We kind of want a lot for these. I guess we should tie pipe divisions to this as well. So that time is now. So more parameters come in. Radius. This should always come along. Let me say pipe divisions. And we want, in general, it has to have at least like, I'm going to just say 8. 8's the minimum. I don't want less than 8. And 32 is the max. We'll just say 8. So in this circle, we'll put divisions here. So it'll be the same as the pipe, which I think makes sense. So that's going to also go here. Make sure that still looks okay. Yeah, things are still good there. Okay, back at the circle. So we're going to then extrude up. Or is it down? It's down. Actually, is this flipped? I can't tell if the normal's flipped. We'll just find out at the end. It's negative. I don't like that. I don't like extruding into negatives. I think if I flip this on, I mean, I don't know which is going to be weirder. I guess I can go into negative, or I can flip this thing over here. I guess I'll go into negative. That's okay. So I'm going to do gasket height. Times -1. That's a gigantic... I actually can't... I have no idea where we are scale-wise, but it's probably huge, right? So it's probably like something like very small. Oh, then I need this face, right? I need to, well, I need to look at some groups as well. So we have the front. So this front group is the, and this is the group that gets extruded next. So this needs a name like, it's the, what is this? This is like the coupler height. I'm going to say extrude coupler height. And the one we just did is like the gasket extrude. And so we have that as a group now to extrude next. And that's, now look, this is the side. So this group is the extrude gasket. So when I go to put materials on this, if I find this extrude gasket group, it already exists. It's those faces there. And do I need a back? I don't know. I don't technically need it. It's going to mirror the height of the gasket is going to get doubled because I'm going to mirror it here and I'll merge those in. I don't know, but I can come back and keep the groups. Yeah, so we need these groups. I need this group later on, this extrude gasket, and we'll see how mirroring handles merging that group together with its mirrored side. Worst case, I just come back and group range select them. So then we do another poly extrude. And we're only going to extrude coupler height. Yeah, that one. And are you -2? You are negative. Okay, fine. And so that's going to be coupler height right there. Negative coupler height. I don't like writing the negative in front. I like it here because then I can change it if it's a multiple instead of putting a negative there. Okay, so it's like not proportioned correctly, but it's like that, something like this. We're like way off actually, but we'll just, as long as it's constructed fine, we can come to the parameters later. So that's the gasket. That's the top part, the big bolt. Now let me look at this thing again. Okay, there's like another coupler in there. Well, it's a maybe. I mean, maybe I'll add that, but let's do the bolts. Let's place these bolts in there. So that's this piece. I'll template it. I mean, it's a little early, but so another one of these circles, another poly extrude circle thing. But this is the bolt. So let's name this one. This is the circle for the coupler gasket, and this is the circle for the bolt. That's what gets overwhelming after a while. It's like once you have like 50 objects and they're all called like circle like 5, you're like, whoa, like what is this thing? So put this here. That goes this way. Okay, bolt radius. I think these are probably parammed crazy, but same setup. Divisions, I'm just gonna say 6. So there's like a hex nut again. And okay, so our radius is like huge. There's a small, it's still huge, but it's smaller now. Let's say 0.02, so 2 centimeters. And for now, we'll just, I guess I'm just going to extrude it up height. So poly extrude again. Our bolt height. And is it negative? Probably. Yeah, that's how this works. Yes, it's negative times -1. So that's way too much. Also 2. It's a square one now, kind of. Okay, so now we need to put X amount of those on this one. And I think I'm going to do that with a, what is this shape? I think I'm going to use a circle. And then do copy to points. That was something I was thinking about yesterday, like how to place this. So another circle. Now your radius. We'll see. Note for transitioning between the pipe and the coupler. It's called the Dirk skirt. Huh. How do I even test that? Dirt skirt. Not that there's probably another dirt skirt out there, but wait, Houdini. Is this? Oh, I think I've seen this for like it's like for transitioning between like a tree and like the floor, right? It makes like this kind of like, huh? I'm not clicking that. Hmm. I've seen like a picture of it. I'm gonna need to do roads again too. I did all my roads in Blender, so we gotta go make. It's gonna be fun-ish to make roads in Houdini, I guess. I don't know why I'm scrolling still. I think I know what you mean, but I'm gonna keep going this way. But I saw that in there as one of the tools. So this is a circle. These are the bolts. Always forget which way copy to points is, but I think it's this way actually. It's like the points are on the right, and this is the geometry feed it. We feed it. Okay, let's get this circle. You go here, and you are a poly, and the number of divisions you have is like how many bolts there are. And then I guess I'll make the radius the coupler radius, and then you inset from there, I think is what makes sense. So we'll do this one. Well, let's just set up the inset. So we're getting a lot of parameters now, but let's say bolt radius inset. I don't know. Radius inset. Small number, probably. Say like 1. I gotta, let's just get, I can't mentally take the time to do that right now. So we'll do this. No, I didn't copy it, right? So it's going to be coupler radius minus whatever that inset is. I'm not going to try to figure out like a clever formula for it. We're just going to make it a param. Wonky. Okay, yeah, so it's just going to be like inset from that for the bolts. And then the number of bolts drives divisions here. Seems reasonable. Leave it like this. And then we will copy to points. I mean, there's like so many tools in Houdini. It's just like knowing which one to use. I watched the tutorials today and they were using quick group, and I was like, that's awesome. Like I like the quick group. Because then you can add you're selecting by normal, but then there's like an add additional, because like I feel like a lot of the times it's like I want to select positive X and negative X, and with the group node you'd have to do 2 of them and join them. In the quick group you just add it in there. So I'm going to do that a lot for selecting my UV faces. That's the geometry. Those are the points, probably. Yeah, it's not the right way. So we got to do not that. There we go. Oh, and then they got to go up. Well, that is templated. Yeah. Okay. So then they go up the combination of these like height offsets I've created, and then we mirror it, and that's like kind of the beginning of it. Transform. So these are the bolts. Yeah. So let's call this like circle bolt points. This is the bolt profile. It's extrusion. The copy to points is a generator. This is the transform for height. I don't need to say that. We're just going to go up. So it's going to be gasket height plus here. Gasket height plus coupler height. Okay. UVing's got to happen somewhere here, because we're about to copy the points. I want to UV them beforehand. Well, we're not at that point. We're still constructing the gasket, so we're not. Wait a minute. What is this part? This is the... So these merge and then we mirror it. That's what's going to happen. Let's go ahead and turn that off. So it looks like a Lego. A funny Lego. We should give them like random like rotation offsets or something like that, but ain't no one gonna care ever see that kind of detail. So let's do mirror on Y. Okay, so there's like a way too fat gasket. And now the question is, what groups are in here? Like, Damn it. There it is. Okay, we have extrude coupler height and extrude gasket. I wonder if extrude gasket, it says 16 faces, so it still is right. Like this group is a different material. Okay, so now it comes down, so there's our coupler, kind of. I mean, that's it. It's just the params are wrong, so it looks funny. But let me look at that compared to this now. Yeah, it's you just have to param them so that the sizes make sense, but that's it. Like, why are the numbers still on? There we go. Or the points. Let me double check. Ooh, you know, there's like a circle under the bolt. I'm not going to do that for now. We can add that back in. There's also like like you were saying, the skirt between those two. The kind of like makes a skirt situation. That's better as normal detail. I need to watch that tutorial on, I'm going to have to make these ones too. Those are like for that's like the residential pipe set. All like house pipes look like this. Not all, but a lot of them. The new Houdini tutorial. I didn't make it all the way through. I didn't make it very far at all, actually. But this looks great. Fuck, what was the point of doing this? I forget. But this had a, like, I watched like whatever, like half of this thing, and it was like I hadn't seen like half of the nodes that he was using. I was like, oh, okay. Damn it, what was the point of this? I don't remember. Oh yeah. The high poly to low poly. He bakes the curvature map in Houdini. I need to do that. I just want to see like how he lays out the nodes for high poly baking. I like get it in theory, but I haven't done it. I kind of know like an Unreal Engine that like adding a little gasket that's like a centimeter tall or whatever, like a little centimeter tall detail, that's got to just get baked into the normal map or else you won't even see it. It doesn't like really show up that well. So it saves geometry, and I think it shows up better in the lighting if it's actually in the normal and it's just flat. So like I'd rather have like a normal map for like those transition points. But that is like a step or two past currently how I build my assets. I'm not ready for that. So let's just copy the points, all of them, and then we'll see if it can be a select, and if not, I'll just resample this and I'll just select where I want them, which is fine. You know, this is like a little bit of handmade stuff. Like it's handmade where I want it to be and it's procedural where I want it to be. So that's okay. There's no like formula for like art directing how these gaskets want to be, because they're so varied. You know, we're cut. Okay, this is interesting. What the? Oh, there. All better. So we have this coupler. The parameters are insane, but let's take this poly bevel as our feeder, and points go on the right. So we're going to put it over here. And we're going to feed that into, I kind of want to fuse this. I think the mirror probably fused it correctly, but I don't know. We'll do a copy to points and just start to mess with it and see what makes sense. So this is the geometry. This is the point. Ah, interesting. I do want it from the point. Okay, so we got to do like some poly framing to this old, I'm so bad at polyframe. These points don't have any, like, we want to use the point normals, but they're not right. So I think if I remember, like, the one thing I know how to do here, and I don't understand it, but you go like this, and that's not good. But it kind of is. We just flip the thing 90 now, or this 90. I have to make this first edge. No. Yeah, that's right. It's just not the right direction. So I guess I could do. That's the spline. These are the points. We could then like rotate here. It's a little bit weird, but as long as it works. I don't know what. That was it. Okay, so that's it. We just have too many points selected, obviously, like together. You were saying curvature. But I think I'm going to resample and select by hand. Actually, I can't. Well, I don't know how resampling is going to work. Because because I want to be able to control, like, oh, do I want one there at the end? Do I want one here? Really, it's like we just want, in this case, the one here and the one here. I'm just going to select them for now. But there's probably different ways, but I don't know like art direction was like how I want them to be yet. So I'm just going to select them. This is the, we need to group them or split them. Oh, there was another node he was using. Was it the quick group? Was it split? I need to go look at it actually. He was grouping something like super fast, and I was like, oh, I need to use that, but I don't remember what it is now. Convert line I'd never used before. That's cool. Oh man, he was doing this select that was like super fast. What was it? Was it quick? Oh, it's quick groups. Quick groups will give you the resultant, it's like a split. It'll give you the group and not the group, like the opposite of the group. Okay, so that doesn't work in this case, but that is nice. I guess split is what I'm looking for. So am I going to split it here before the polyframe is kind of like doing like a normal, so it doesn't really affect like the geometry. So I could probably do it here. I'm gonna select the points I want. That's it. And hopefully that stuff still works. So it's I need to group and then split. So this group's important. This is like the hand part. This is like I'm gonna select by hand where I want them to go. Like they exist. I just need to say which one it is. Make a sphere which sticks in a plane, then you can use it. Whoa. Resemble the curve and blast away the point except the one where you want the... Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. I'm going to use split, but... yeah, definitely. So this group, this is like the hand group here. This is like... coupler point selection. Like this is always going to be done by hand, this part here. For now. Points, so let's go get them. We'll do... here, and I wonder if I have to like offset it, but we'll find out. So say I just want those two, and we'll do a split, because yep, and there. That didn't work. Oh, I didn't tell it what group to split out. I want that one. Okay, yeah, that's it. This will do it. Right, and I could always like resample and be like randomly be like I want one here, you know what I mean? Like just stick one right there. I just need to add a point there somehow. Which I think is just resampling this in general. And if I'm going to do this, I might as well... If I resample, is that going to put polys in this? Though I don't remember. So this is the grouping. So before this, I could resample. Maybe. That will change. Yeah, we have to resample then group. So like we're not... This is like very by hand at this point, but it's okay. Nope. This, okay, I don't see the number of points. There we go. So we could do it like this, and then I have like a ton, and it's like, okay, as long as they're, because then I could put the coupler like further away. I kind of like this. So I just split it into 32. So that's the resample, and then in the group select, I just change like what I want. So I'll just kill these ones, and say I want like this one, and like here. That's the new group. We split it, and yeah, there we go. So I can kind of like, they're in there. The normals are all calculated for me. Their placement. I'm just selecting like where on it. I think that's kind of like that's a usable tool for me still. And the couplers weren't actually that wrong on the parameters. They weren't that far off, I think. Group by range. Yeah, but then I think it is like a hand. To me, it's a hand placement. So it's pretty easy to come just select which ones I want. It's more of a pain in the ass to like rotate them and stuff. You know what I mean? So the part that's like painful is being done by Houdini, and the part that's like fun is like, hey, where should they go? Should they be like 2 here? Like that part I'm okay keeping by hand. It's just kind of knowing that like these are what drive it, and I named this one. Like these are important. Like this is all procedural, blah blah blah. But then like you got to do this by hand, right there, and the splits procedural as well. So that's the hand drawn part. And where's my add node? Is that in a different graph? Where's the add node? How did I draw the first spline? Coupler. Where's the actual pipe? Oh, it's over there. So this is by hand. This add node, this draws the actual spline, and then, oh no, okay. So this is by hand, and then I select what I want to bevel. This is resampling it, and I choose where I want to put couplers. I'm okay with that because I don't know what the pipe shapes are gonna be. You know, it would be like, oh, I saw him doing something else. There's so much happening in this demo that I want and I don't know how to do it. Like his demo, where is it? He starts switching through presets, and I wanted to just see how that gets done. I mean, I kind of get it. I know that it was like an enumerator though. It wasn't just like a Boolean, like a toggle. I thought some of them are just toggles. But I'm definitely going to go through this whole tutorial. I mean, this is like straight modeling. I don't like using the I don't like these handles that much in editor. I like the params, but oh, was it this? Yeah, it's this. What the fuck is this? Oh, I get it. Never mind. I get it already. Never mind. It's a switch. It's a switch with just multiple inputs. Okay, I see. I usually make switches and there's just one and it's driven by a Boolean, but in this case you drive it by enumerators are just ints anyway. It's just an integer driving a like this. Okay, I get it. But it was cool to have like the presets in there. So he's basically like turning off Booleans and then like changing what axis things are being symmetrized on and stuff. But it all looked really nice. This is like a great demo. This is like speaks exactly to like the kind of stuff I'm trying to kind of make right now. And probably a lot of people are. Color them differently. Let me param these correctly, because this is it. This is it, right? I mean, like this is the beginning. I just gotta offset it into the world, or I'll do that in I was doing the offsetting in Houdini because then I don't have to move the static mesh. But this is more like the generic, and then the offset is specific to the Unreal Engine world grid. So I don't know like where to put who should do the offset. I still don't know. I'm not sure. But let's get these into a workable state. I'm just gonna give them all the same material for now for simplicity. I just want to get these into like a reasonable place. Not that I really know that much about like what pipes should be scale wise, but here we go. So let's ghost this one. So that's the pipe. I think this radius is pretty good. This is 0.1. 0.1, so it's a 20 centimeter pipe. I think they're bigger when they're like this. 20 centimeters. Let's try it. Let's go with 20. 0.1. I gotta start ranging these into something reasonable. 1. So 2 meter pipe. Yeah, that's not gonna work out. We'll do like a 1 meter pipe, complete like as a max divisions. That's fine. Wall height, we'll max it at 4. Depth offset 2. We've already done these. Bevel, we've done these. Coupler radius, definitely not 10. So if I said the pipe radius is 0.5, it always has to be bigger than that. So we'll say like 0.6. Coupler height, really small, like nowhere near 1 meter, like 10 centimeters, maybe 20 at the max. Bolt radius, again, couldn't be like what's the biggest bolt you can make? Like 10 centimeters? Like there's no way. Same on this axis, 10 centimeter bolt. I mean, maybe in some like oil refinery in the ocean there's bolts that big. I feel like at that point you don't use bolts though. Number of bolts could definitely be more, but it can't be less than like I'd say like 8, unless they were small. Gasket height, also really small. We said the radius is like, gasket's never going to be more than like 5 centimeters, and the radius inset, given that the radius itself maxes at 0.6, is probably never like half of it, right? It would never be half of it. So those are ranged into something reasonable. That takes up so much mental energy for me to do that, to do the ranges. That's like one of the hardest parts of this for me. I don't think there's a way of automating that because it's all based on like my simplification of like reality. Okay, so currently it's too tall. Like this gasket height, way too much. So we'll bring that down. We have an extra poly. It's not that worst. And this height, again, a little bit much. Yeah, so it's kind of like this. That's kind of like the proportion. And let's see. I think that, let me look at the ref again. The big ref. The bolts are like almost the full size of the gasket offset from the actual pipe size. So we either make the bolts bigger or we make the gasket smaller. I'll make the bolts bigger. Bigger is like more fun. So it's kind of like, they're like the whole thing. They're like pretty big. And there's technically like a circle under that one, but oops. Oh no, I don't want to do that. But yeah, I'll just make the bolts like huge. It's kind of cool. Maybe a little bit smaller than that. And then a little taller, just so we like really see them. So it's like a simple version of it. We're not beveling it, and like, you know, the money happens when you make the high poly version of this, and then Substance Painter it has all like the curves in it and all the edge wear and such. Would be like the step that I don't do yet. I kind of want to watch that video on how that guy does the high poly workflow. I will probably inset this or outset it, or do that in the high poly and bake it into this so it has like a curve, because currently this will not. It won't even show up that detail is there, right? Like we want like basically normal detail that makes it look like it's curved. So really the step is to like commit to this dimension, bake it out, Substance Painter it, do a high poly. But I don't take any of my Houdini assets to that level yet. It's not worth it at all, in my opinion. So do I unwrap these uniquely? I think it was pretty worth it to do that. They're pretty small. So I'm going to unwrap these 3 together. At the end, we need to put normals on it, unwrap those, normals in the pipe, unwrap that. And I'm going to make it all one material, but we have that gasket group to select this part separately if I wanted to. I don't want an extra material on this asset though. It's a pipe. So let's see, we're done kind of. Well, we can at least test it in game. So the pipe, here's the pipe itself, and then here's all the gaskets. So I'm going to do them uniquely. So we'll do normals. I don't expect anything to be weird there. I'm going to move these out. Oh, color them differently. How do you change the color of the nodes? I don't know. Is this? That's a good idea. Oh, cool. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Thanks. Yeah, green ones. Change the green ones. That's cool. Yeah, so normals, let's bust into the UVs. Yeah, you knew what was up. You knew what was coming somehow. And we'll just use like a labs auto UV on these. Should be okay. A lot of... Oh no, I did it pretty quick. Let's quick shade here. Or not. Do I need to get out of this view or something? Does it have to be like... There we go, okay. I mean... That's pretty much fine. I don't really care about too much. I would kind of like them to not get angled, but given this style unwrap, I understand what it's thinking. But the result is that it's that those are like crooked, which is not gonna look right the way that I'm gonna do it. So maybe just like we'll look at it just straight unwrap. Those are expensive. Those take a long time. Yeah, that's it. I just want this at axis aligned. It's fine. It's perfect. For now. And if we go to Substance Painter, we just come back and then drop the correct padding on it. But I don't think I'm very close to going back to Substance yet. I need to have like this like first pass of a couple months of assets and like look at them and be like, is it worth doing that? I'm starting to think it's not time wise. Like to go to like AAA game, yeah, of course. But like for what I'm doing, it's like probably not, because then it stops me from like changing it. Because like once you bake it, it's like you lose so much of the proceduralness. I can't come back and start changing things. It's like, oh, then I have to rebake the Substance one. We'll see. Maybe at that point I'll be like bored of it, so I'll wanna add some like complexity to the pipeline. Yeah, so those are UVs. So let's do the pipe part. And really I should make like a pipe generator, like just the pipey part and then these other things kind of get added onto it. Even the coupler logic from here is kind of similar. So I should probably spend a little bit of time at some point and just think about all the different ways pipe shapes happen. Like this right angle one. I don't know how to write that. I don't know what the interface looks like for me to do that in like an easy way. At the moment, like if I'm going to re-art direct it, it's this, which I'm going to try in a second, but it's basically this cascades into that, cascades into this and this. So like this is the order. If I change this, then I have to change these in that order. At least they're like that. I mean, I could basically do this and it's like even nicer to look at. It's just like that set right there. It doesn't look as bad. Hold on. Oh, I don't want to do that. Like this. Yeah. It's not so bad, but I think like just coming up with like the different ways of making pipes and making that its own HDA, and it just gives me this tube to work with, and it's just like a couple of sliders, like that would be good later on. So this should be pretty straightforward. Normal. Labs UV should be fine as well. It's a cylinder. And we're not looking at it again for some reason. Oh, there's no quick shade. Yeah, that would do it. Yeah, that is not how I want this to be. Kind of probably just unwrap it again. No. Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, okay. Yeah, no. So we do have to do a seam in this case. I just have to hit the unwrap correctly. I basically want like this. Yeah, that's it. This is I just want the full thing. I'll take the distortion. But that's how I would have unwrapped it in Blender. And you could actually rectify those and straighten them out, and that would result in this part staying straight and the middle being a little bit warped out. But I'm surprised there's. I wonder, merge. I wonder if you can straighten that, because in Blender or Maya, if you just selected like this part and said rectify, it would just grid it out, and this back part. If you grabbed all these, it would just perfectly do it. But for now, I'll that's fine. And this is open-ended. This is an open-ended pipe, right? Yeah, that'll be okay for this one. That's the start. Can't you stick smart materials on in Houdini? Probably. I just haven't done that yet. Yeah, I saw it. I still don't immediately get it. So for now, I just have Substance Designer open and Houdini and Unreal Engine, and I just like remix them like they're DJ turntables until how it is how I want. I don't know. So it probably is fine. In my like just general experience, adding the Substance Designer plugin to things makes it too complicated and slowy and buggy and crashy. Like just in general, like I like to kind of just go through like the slightly slower like FBX exporting dance, but maybe at some point. But I just have this like kind of feeling like if I start bringing Substance Designer files in here and then I'm driving them through, I'm like, it's I don't know. I feel like it's gonna kind of bug out. Maybe it won't. You gotta type tab. So I think this is it. Them's the pipes. The magic sauce really happens in Substance Painter. I don't think I've hit the proportions all that well, but let's just go look at it in the game. That's what matters. So we have normals, UV, no materials, doesn't matter. I'm not gonna. This is just gonna get the default material here. So I'm just gonna say out pipe. So it's gonna just like default stick into the wall and the ceiling. I'm not sure, but anyway, that's the pipe shape I was looking for. Actually, let's see if this is smooth or not on that. That's something. No, this. That's not what I was expecting. Smooth. I'll turn this off. So, how come there's still? Oh, something's templated, right? That's why. Okay, I see. Okay, so it is smooth still. Okay, good. Good. This is perfect. Houdini is perfect for this. I mean, like, there's just I've done this in every program, and it's a even something like this is kind of a night. Like, it's more of a nightmare than this. Like, Because like if I had to go back and change this in Maya, it would be such a pain in the ass. Like you want to like hit all the dimensions perfectly in the front when you're doing it in Maya and Blender. Like you want to really know what radiuses you want. You want to be like modeling from like pictures in the viewport. Here I don't have to model the reference images. I just do it by eye because I could just change them all later. This is like so much better, I think. Let me poop this into Unreal Engine. It's this one. I'm gonna go slow down that material. I'm gonna just, I'll make a version of it that's less rusty because it's like a little intense to look at. This one, I guess we'll just call it pipe 4. That works for me. I don't have like an order for this stuff yet. And pipe 2 subnetwork and export. So that's probably done. I'm gonna go into Unreal Engine's open already. I'm gonna open Designer and just make a chiller, less rusty material. Do game engines run faster using PBR versus Photoshop textures? What? I think, are you talking like, I think like for like, you know, mobile games, you set the shaders to unlit and you just basically have like in a colored channel. That's way less performant. That takes way less energy or performance to pull off. Versus like a full PBR set, the shader is definitely more expensive to calculate, like in general. So it depends if you want like, you know, Zelda, what the fuck is that called? Whatever the Zelda Switch game is, or you want it to look like Call of Duty, is like, you know, has to be PBR, or Fortnite's kind of like a hybrid of the two, I would say, their shader. So we just want to erode from here. That's my histo that's controlling all the erosion. We want to pull back this rust, which I think is position. Yeah. So we'll do something where it's like mostly metal and just a little bit of the rust. And I think the contrast in that case wants to be less contrast. Yeah. So we're okay with like more of the fine detail, but we're tuning back the overall rust level. This shader looks weird here, and it looks weird in Engine too. It's something's not right, but oh well. Okay, so I'll just generate this as a crap. That's gonna overwrite it. I guess I'm okay with overwriting it. Fuck it, we'll just overwrite it. I was gonna make it separate, but whatever. The other one's kind of like absurd in a way. That's opening this again. I'm gonna close this now because this is a heavy program. Okay, so let's do all of those updates at once. Now, why is this open? It's weird. Link's Awakening. Yeah, that is it. My daughter calls it Link's Awake because she 4. Yeah, I have a 2080 Ti and I use ray tracing a lot. What am I doing? We're gonna go to blocks. I'm gonna re-import those textures here. So we're gonna get slightly less rusty ones. Re-import. I'm okay with that workflow. I guess it's scale. It's kind of an issue. Like you might want to actually bring in the SB RAR, but like I don't think so. This is like working in like source code level. You know what I mean? It's like whereas like that's like working at like. I have the plugin. I kind of want to turn it off though. I want to turn off. I don't need Bridge and I don't need the Substance plugins. I think they just add kind of like. It's kind of like messy, in my opinion, for me. Maybe I may not be doing it right. That's definitely possible. But I think it's simpler just to bring those in. And I'm not importing like hundreds at a time or something, so I kind of don't like... The longer I do this, I don't like plugins, and now when I have to go notarize it for Apple, every single fucking plugin has to get notarized. It's like, okay, time to start taking those out. You have to notarize every fucking binary by hand. Well, I guess you could write a script, but I'm not that good of an Apple developer, so I don't really trust. Okay, something's... Is it the light or the normals got flipped? So are all the normals this jacked, really? I guess they're just all bad. Yeah, the normals are completely flipped on, I guess, all of them. No. Am I looking at the inside? Okay, so they're just like, they're just all flipped somehow. And I don't see that here. How is that possible? I don't see it. Oh, I do see it. It's blue. Oh, okay. Never mind. Easy fix though. In theory. Oh, I had the wrong one selected. Is that what's... No. Why, what the fuck is this? I think that's it. Could probably add more resolution on this pipe. Yep. Let's re-import it. What the hell? Re-import. Now it looks flipped though. That looks worse. What the? Do I have to do the normals again? What is this? Why in the view? I swear the viewport got crazy with this auto exposure shit. I think I have ray tracing on or something. I think I have like ray trace ambient occlusion on it. This is like so dancy. Unless that's the screen space one. Something looks super weird about this, but I'm gonna just put it in a blueprint because I've started to just like not trust this viewer for static meshes. I don't get it. So see what collision it gave me. That's fine. That's completely fine. But it looks weird. Like it should look like this. And it looks like not this. Looks like that. What did I do? Why is it so shiny? How could it be so shiny in this viewport? And there's two materials on it. We got issues. How come there's two materials? What the fuck? Did I export the wrong one or something? Are there two in there? Like what is this? So let me look at this one. Did I duplicate geometry or something? No, there's a pipe. Get it. Then they're all together. Merged them. I could do like there's two quick shades. Is that the issue? I'll turn this off. Maybe it's piping that through. And then I drew them reverse the entire time. I could have if you rotate the circle, and that's why we were negative extruding because they were reversed the whole time. I should have flipped that circle in the beginning. I don't understand why this exporting kind of weird. Camera normals? I mean, I could just put like another normals at the end. I don't know. This is weird. I guess that's... Maybe that's like a do it at the end type of thing. It could just been that. We just do normals at the end. I don't do them like up here. There's really no point, I suppose. Well, there is if you wanted to do them differently. Like if for some reason this pipe needed like a different tolerance than the rest, but they're all like 60-degree auto normals completely fine. So that's not like something I can like see here. I only see it when I bring it back into the engine. So I'll try it again. And I think stuff like this is faster without the HDA plugin. Just like, just generate and re-ex. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is it. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was it was that. So cool. So next, let's make the blueprint for it, and I can test it. Snap it into the world, see how we're doing, make a bunch more. Oh, yeah, I made a pipes folder. Now, it's like wall ceiling. So this one's just a wall one, so we'll dupe that one, 7. And go get it. So this one is this one. I see. The material is way less rusty, so it's like, yeah, it's the lighting is basically just the environment box cube circle thing. Okay, I might reopen up Substance and keep working on that material a bit, tune down the shyness of it so that it actually shows up, or just make the whole thing not metallic, which is like my original thought on it. Pipes, yeah, so it's 7 pipe. I don't know the diameter. I don't know, 10 maybe. I don't know what we call this. I'll just call it the coupler. This is the coupler set. I'll just say pipe coupler wall. It's all thumbnail. Once the thumbnail gets generated, it's like that's what you're using. You don't have to read it. It's metadata. prefabs for each group. In Houdini? In Houdini? Make it white like the reference. That material is not good. It's too shiny. So we need to tune down the roughness. It's like a super shiny pipe now. So I need to go turn the roughness way down. But I think the amount of rust is a little better. I might give it a bit more than that though. It's like not enough rust now. So the tuning continues, but let's look at the new pipe. This one. That's pretty cool. I like it. That's way more, makes more sense than this pipe. Makes no sense at all. I was looking at this, I was like, that's not what pipes look like. Okay, so this one's probably not gonna get shipped out. I think this skinny one, I think that's what I looked at in the reference, like these really thin pipes, they have like a coupler against a wall. This size, like this doesn't exist basically. Like, okay, so these are no good. It's all the same pipe, doesn't matter. These thin ones, they're good to go. They're fine. The coupler for that is good. It would be nice to be able to add the couplers to the to this pipe. I think I can. Basically, it's like there's just a tube and it has a shape. It follows a spline, and then other things get added to it, and their placement is based on that same spline. So I just need to kind of like unify those together, because it would be cool to be like, you know, if I curve this one, the couplers, I can just choose like where the coupler comes along. Like I think one of the next steps is I'll make it somewhere of these, and then this pipe, that's a straight one, but it would be good if I made like a set of them, like 4 of them went up and they all turned right, and then they all went up and they all had couplers on them, and you just snap that whole thing like right on there. I think that would be cool. Because given that like this is in a grid system of, what is it? It's 100 by 100 by 400. It's like you just can't, like the only variation is like that or that. Like there's unless you get into the into editor mode, there's not that much variation. So we really need to build it like for them, right? Like we don't like not many users are gonna want to like take like 10 minutes and like design out all these pipes. They're just like, you know, it's more about choosing a high level, like what do you want. And I still question how many people will even do this. Like if other than like the prefabs I put in, how many people actually go through the effort of putting this many pipes in there. But these so that's like over here now. But those pipes look a lot better. This is more like what you would expect, I think, to see in a room like this. It's like, oh, it's a, you know, the water's coming down and it's looping into the the other room. So even these just like stacked together, I think looks pretty good. Like it's obviously it's a repeating pipe, but I think you would see this. I feel like it's like this is like your main. Yeah, so those are much better at proportion. I think the coupler's a little beefy, a little big, and then these pipes, these thin pipes, are the only ones that are going to survive the cut moving into the actual release of this. Because the thin pipes have those little couplers on them, and we want ones that would go sideways too, I think. And then the same thing, we'd have like ones that like they come down and go right, maybe. I don't know if you do that, but I like this one. This one's like super gonna stay. So I should make like the ceiling version of that. Like I guess it could just make like a straight one with couplers. For the ceiling with the little, like, so like this has a chain on it, right? Like I didn't make this. This is from Epic Games, but like, you know, this one has it's not snapping correctly, actually. Oops, I wonder why. My collision's off on that or something, but oh, look at my head's in the ceiling. But like this has chains on it, you know, like, so we could do the same idea with like a vertical, like a ceiling version of that pipe has that little thing and then a chain going up, and it's like, it won't look right if you use it on the wall. You know, like you could technically spin it and put it on the wall, but it'll come snapping into the ceiling, kind of like how this one is as well. I mean, you could do that with this, like, it doesn't make sense, but you can do it. So I guess it's the same idea. Like, but these are great. I mean, that's super good. It reminds me of like Mario a little bit. So I'm gonna go tune that material just a bit though. I don't like how it turned out. I want like a little bit more rust and a little bit less base metallic. So here, I should probably just leave it open. put some AO on it and thickness in substance. Thickness. How do you add thickness to it? Definitely, if we did a high poly and baked it, we could make them look a million times better. But I'm trying to generate like 20 of them, and I don't want to have to make like that many variations later in Painter. I guess you probably just make a set. That's what most people do. I kind of don't want to have to be like hindered by that, but it'll never have like that like full finish then if I don't. Okay, so that's like too much again. It's kind of like this, but then I select away using like another noise or something, but I'm too lazy to do that at this point. I forget where I started as a reference. I'm gonna do that. They need some teeth, or else the whole thing's too shiny. And so where's our roughness? This is roughness. All right, so like this material does not represent how it's gonna look. I don't know where I screwed it up, but I don't get it. So this is the base metallic right here, this little dot. And so if I bring it to 0.3, I don't trust that this is working actually. Well, we'll see. That should have changed. It brought the black value up, meaning like its max roughness is 0.3, which is pretty rough. Like 0.4 is my threshold for ray tracing reflections, and then I mean that should kind of do it, but let's just put it back out and we'll try it. I mean, it's the only way to test it's an engine, and so oh, you know, is this, wait, let me double check that this is not sRGB still. Okay, yeah, I kept it, never mind, so we're fine. Yeah, if that's on, your metallic, everything goes fucking nuts. It doesn't look right. Slightly better. Yeah, I like that better. In shade, it's always, metallic always looks kind of weird without a reflection capture, but like in direct light, it's that's kind of what that feels about right. You have to have some sort of direct illumination, but I like the amount of, so 0.3 as our floor and roughness. It keeps it looking kind of like this steel is here actually too. That's Substance Painter, but it's a little bit better. It's a little cartoony because we have no reflection capture in here. Like this part gets very flat, but overall I like it a little bit better. Oh, I didn't save any of my other tubes. Oh yeah, so these don't exist anymore. These are like our caterpillar pipes. Those looked weird. I like these skinny ones are nice, and those don't exist either. So we are gonna drop all those out of the set and the inventory now basically, and then I'll put in the ones that we do like, or I like this one. Let's see how it looks with the new material though. Yeah, that does it. That's fine. There's a, you know, you can like see the JPEG compression in the normal map, but whatever. Definitely some like art direction parameter dancing could happen, and it really needs like a Substance Painter pass to have like not these like super hard edges, and it's just the material is random. It just randomly is on that texture, so it's missing like, you know, there should be more grime like here, and there's like edge wear, and we just don't have any of that. So it's like this is just like guessing it, but then I'm not tied to an extra like half an hour per pipe in Substance Painter, so that's worth it. So I'm gonna make another variation of that. We have a dance happening here. What's that? Oh, it's this pipe here. Yeah. Well, these aren't really needed actually. These were kind of in the way. I'll leave them there as structural things. That's fine. So I like these pipes. Let me just drop a whole bunch and think about what the next version should be. I shouldn't have to change much other than like, I'll just kill these ceiling pieces. This is a pipe room. I like it. Even just stacking those there, I'm pretty happy. I like it. As far as having no pipes to these, it's a start. And then technically, I'm not sure how these are set up, but like we could start to, like we could just pull the saturation out and just make them darker with the paint gun. Start building in some like color variation, like in game. Not everyone, you know, does that, like knows this, but like, or does it, but like you can build in the layout, the level layout variation can start happening here, and then it's like there could be the shader's not exactly set up for this yet, but right, you could almost do like a, it's like, okay, it's a tint, yeah. So we want full intensity and, well, maybe not full sat, but like, I don't know, we want pretty high. It's video games. So it's like, oh, there's the gold pipe. You know what I mean? So it's like a lot of the stuff I'm gonna build into it happens in game after. Which is another reason Substance Painter doesn't work so well. The texture memory is going to be insane if every single variation has like its own Substance Painter set. Or we just group them together. I kind of doubt I'm going to get back to Substance Painter, and that means everything's going to look all like, you know, cheesy, like these cheesy hard edges. But it means I can build more variations faster. Which is the current idea. So we varied the color in here and then made that one kind of gold. The metal shader handles that okay. Okay, so that's the right angle one coming down. I'm gonna make one that comes out of the wall like that again, and then goes up and then takes a right and then goes back up. I kind of want like an S shape, so it's gonna come. I like this like, because like you really see this here, like that curve, because of like where it is in the level. So this one I'm gonna have it come out and up and then bank right and then go up or something like that. Or maybe I should like terminate back into the wall or something like that. I just need like a different variation that's gonna look good, that would complement this. I don't know if I should repeat this pattern to have that look good, or it should be completely different. I guess I'll make it different. Like I'll have it start like, what's gonna look good? I want something that's like this. It kind of does like a this guy. How about we just we'll come out of the wall, go up, come over. I could just go back into the wall. We'll be kind of I want it like this kind of shape. Like it might take up a whole tile. It would be cool to then like start to make pipe generators though, like have like one big pipe and then these little pipes kind of like snake in and out of it together, and then we just snap that whole thing on there. That's more the scale that I think Cinetracer operates at best. So we'll come out, S up, and then back in or into the ceiling. I'm gonna make it a self-contained pipe, so it's gonna come out of the wall, S up, back into the wall, so it doesn't go in or out of the bottom. So it's a lot of like manual work in, this is fine for now. It's a lot of manual work in Houdini, but I don't know any other way to do that. I don't know how to make it the other way, but I am gonna save. In some of the parameters don't make sense anymore. Like those offsets don't matter anymore. You know what it is? It's that I don't even need to parameterize certain parts of this. So I'm gonna take this subnetwork, and I'm gonna make another one in case I like this one. That didn't work, or it did, and it's slow because of all the UVing. That's what it is, yeah. So I'll do pipes 2, and I have a different thought on this. We gotta go turn off all of those UV nodes because they're. Let's kill this. Go in here. All the nulls all the way out there. Basically, we don't need to I'm gonna turn off the UVs. Where's that happening? Here and here. Just put those on at the end. I basically do not need to parameterize any of the height offsets and these things, because that's what's being drawn by hand using the add node. So I'm going to come back into single view here. And in this version, I'm going to, it's probably folder time, like basically like this. Whoa, that's cool. Whoa. 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 What? It went down? What the hell? What? It went down. I didn't think that was... What? What? Oh, I see. I get it. That's cool, though. Holy crap. Well, we can't do that, though, once I unlink it. I basically don't need these 3 offsets. These do nothing. Because I basically, instead of drawing the spline by hand, I draw it in an add node. Which we could also just make a curve I guess I'm gonna end up just fucking drawing this. I like the add node anyway, but so this is gonna break everything way down the chain. So I'm just gonna jump into this dot here, and I'm not gonna drive it from these parameters now. So I'm gonna get a little bit even more hand drawn with it. So we're gonna start the same way, but we're gonna traverse a full wall, basically, like from here, come all the way over and back up. So it's gonna be this little like pattern like that. And not drive it from any of these params. So we're just gonna bake values into this. This is the hand drawn part of the thing. Okay, this is like the sloppiest attempted deleting channels there's ever been. Yeah, so I'm just gonna draw these by hand. Change up the color on the brick wall. You could do it in game. But I'm gonna make like proper substance bricks at some point. Or I might make them in Houdini. Seems like a fun way to do it too. It's a little trickier to keep them like perfectly tiling though. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw these points by hand using this, and I could just do it. I could just draw a curve. I really don't want to though. So we're gonna come. Let's have it take up 2 tiles, 2 meters. So I'm gonna start backwards. So we'll start at this point. Where'd you go? I'm gonna turn off this. There's 0. Oh, wait, what? Okay, so let's just start at like actual 0. Okay, so let's come up 1. And then we're gonna come out to the next point. So this is again 1 and 1. Full pipe out. Then we're gonna go up. So we are then at 1, and maybe we go to 3. That's 3 already. So comes up, does this, and then I'm gonna take it to the right. So then it's 0, 3, 1, and we're gonna go into 2. So it goes over 2. I don't like these proportions already, but it's gonna be kind of a pain in the ass to move them. But I'll just finish the concept of the shape, and then I'll tweak them after. 2, 3, 1, and then this one's gonna go up. So this gets to 4. So this is already not good because this is at the top of the. That's at the top of the walls. This is already not good. But we're gonna come up like this, over, up, and then back in is the 5th point. Which we'll say 2, 4, which has to change 1, and it's actually 0. So that'll push it back into the wall. So that's the pipe shape. We just have to get this into something that's not. It can't actually hit 4. That's too tall. So 2 and 3. Point 2 and 3. That's way too high. So we need to do it at like 2.5. I don't think pipes can go at like an angle like that. And then this can't be that high. It needs to be like 3.5. And maybe. I mean, that might be interesting. Like that. Let's just try it. Save it. And then we hop into the poly bevel. We need to. Oh, we need to select the points. Okay, so that's still driven by that. It's just this point group is now hand selected. So this, and this, these bevel. There you go. And then polyframe is still doing polyframe things. Resampling, we probably need more points than this. Yeah, we're gonna need more. I'll just double it. They don't add render time. I mean, they could be 100. It could be as many as I want. Those don't. They're not geometry. We group. Oh, group. I'm selecting where the couplers go. That's what this is. So we'll clear these, and we're gonna want. Ooh. It's hard. This, like here. Here. Oh damn it! I'm so bad at moving in Houdini. Here. Here. Hold space. This one. This one. I don't think I'm. Oh no! I don't think I'm being consistent with the rules, but there's definitely ways of selecting this procedurally. I still just want to do it this way though. Like sometimes I have to do it manually a couple times, and then I see that. Okay, that's definitely selectable. It's definitely selectable through either a group range or something with the curvature. But it's not that. This thing, the whole thing is kind of a little bit hand drawn anyway. So maybe this already is done if I pop back out to there. Wow, that's a lot of points. Yeah, there you go. We could write rules that, like, you know, it has to be perfectly 90 or perfectly whatever. Like there's some sort of tolerance group selection for that, but not too bad. It doesn't make the best demo then, right? Because it's like if I start rocking these sliders, like like nothing changes, but it's okay. The other one does. It going down looked fucking awesome, I thought. Make a new curve node and leave the old one. Curve node. Carve node? Curve node for what? I think this is it. I think we're gonna put this one out. Let's go push this one back. So I'll just drop the UVs back on. Could take a minute. We gotta go verify that those came out okay, because wow, that's a it's a big UV right there. I guess I'll look at the quick shades again. Looking at the output. Boom. They look fine. Oh, it's an unwrap. That's why. Yeah, the unwraps are expensive. That looks a little bit. No, they're squared out. Unwrap should keep. Unwrap is like a square unwrap. I think about it, and it's like, you know, 90-degree tolerances. 90-degree tolerances for the edges. Snap them off, and it's like. In Maya, there's like that's like the auto unwrap basically. So I'll turn these quick shades off. I don't think that actually messes with the texture, but I don't know. It might. So there's another variation. And we're going to export this one. I think it's this one. Now, what is this? That's the wall. I should name this. Just so I don't export it by accident. So we're going to export that one. So it should be all the same thing. Add node. That you don't lose the references. I don't know what you mean. Okay, so let me stick this thing into the engine. They are too big. They are too big. Yeah, the art direction could use a little bit of a little help. I didn't mean to hit enter. I thought I was just confirming this. I exported the whole thing. I exported the wrong. How did it already switch to 2? Is it because it was selected? How come it's already on 2? I was exporting 1 before. So that should have been fine. I don't know. We'll find out. Yeah, the art direction of like all these like are a bit off on like all of them. Like the windows don't look like how real windows should look, but they're all, you know, they're all parametric. So I should come back at some point and just. That's like a different part of my head though, is like art directing it. I think I'm at the point with Windows that I can do that. Like I've been looking at Windows for like a long time in a lot of different games and reality. That looks good. And now I think I like know the proportions. Ooh. So this, to me, I know that they're kind of the same thing, but like this is kind of like the tech art side of it that I'm working on. And then I think like a different day I come back like with a different mindset. And I'm like, okay, let's just sit at these parameters and like get the actual mesh looking right. This is still like I'm still on like a tech art thing just to prove out that this workflow is going to work for me. And just doing like big movements and trying to like, you know, see what's like that was wrong. Like this pipe is no good. Like that sort of stuff. Like see if this, like, what does this look like? Is this like, does this look stupid? Is this a bad idea? Like still like real basic things. Pipes. You're still a wall pipe. This was a wall pipe. So it should just be like a mesh swap. You. Looks reasonable. Yeah, the couplers are gigantic. Oh well. I'll just regenerate them. Once the laborious part's hooking them back into Unreal Engine and setting them up. After that, you just go back into, you just keep exporting it and then re-importing it. It's pretty easy. But I'm looking at like the big design before I start to like tweak coupler proportions for a few minutes. So that's a, I'm looking for a class now, this one. Pipe, coupler, wall 2, I don't know. Again, it's all the screenshot is how you select these. It doesn't, the names, not important. I need a pipe category. I need to do categories for the UI again. Need new ones. Right brain. Yeah, that's a good way of thinking about it. Yeah. I forget which one's which. But this is like tech brain day. With art in mind, but like tech artist, but like not the actual artist who's like... Well, in my situation, the layout artist is the user of the game. And then like, yeah, it's just a different idea for me to come back and get the... Look at them. Like use the tool. I'm making the tool, and then it's like, yeah, I gotta use it. So I want I like it a lot, actually. I like it a lot. So let's look what it looks like in line with these ones. It's too tall. Like I want it, I like when it comes out like at this low level down there. That just feels more like, I think it'll look good that they're gonna all be the same level. Whereas this, it's like it's arbitrary, but for like my layout, do I like that it's further out of the wall though? Should they all be like the same amount out? I think they probably should be all the same amount out. Like they're all flush, right? Like why, even in like reality, why would you design it so that it comes out more? See, like I don't like this like fully white texture here. Like there's no distress in that. So we need like an underlying low level noise on the metal texture, and then the rest goes on top of that, because like our base metal is terrible. In Substance Painter they wouldn't allow me to do this. Like I would use like a smart material, and it would have like anistrophy and like, you know, a whole bunch of stuff in it, whereas like we just have like a flat metal that looks terrible. So I need like a base material. I'll make it like anisotropic. I'm just gonna put like lines through it, but then that starts to, the lines could be going the wrong way depending on how it got UV'd, so maybe that's a bad idea. But it needs like the base metal needs like a little bit of something. But this pipe, I kind of want to make it the same amount out and begin from the same place. But like, why the fuck would you do this? Like, what? I guess there's like, why would you pipe it back into the same room? It should probably go down, right? Like, what would that be doing? Doesn't make sense. Unless there was like, it came in, it was then like processed and then came back out down there. I don't know. Yeah, the couplers look ridiculous. They look ridiculous. This is the steampunk assets right now. I was thinking of putting like steam particles coming out of it. That would be funny and expensive. Yeah, so I think the tool works. It's just, you know, it's a little manual. But for placing like couplers like that, there's no rule for that. Like I just want one in the middle, right? So I think it's pretty light. It's not too bad to just use the add node, then select which one's curve, and then select where the couplers go. I think I'm okay with that, and like all the rest of the stuff is parametric. So I'm gonna go regenerate that one, and the material needs like a base. The roughness in the base metal needs like a little bit of something going on. It doesn't have to be a color thing though. Okay, so the params on this. What are these two things here? What's geopipes 2 and what is this? Am I putting out 2 meshes? What is this? Wait a minute. What's this? Geopipe. That's the first. Wait. Okay, those are the. That's the like the weird pipe. This is like the wall mounted pipe. That's this one. Let's go ahead and name that. CT pipes, pipe 1, wall mount. And this was a completely new set. So this is like the CT pipe 2. Couplers, and then so it's baking the UV layout right now. That's just heavy. Okay, so then we go in. This was the first pipe we made, and then I just copied the wrong thing. I didn't mean to copy the geo node. It didn't output this though. I guess if you turn it off, it won't output it. That's nice. But this shouldn't have been. This should be like a different subnetwork. But okay. Surprised that works. I guess if you hide it, it won't put out that geo group. That was a organizational mistake. I'm gonna turn this off because that's the heavy one. That's super expensive. And I don't remember what the params were. I think I gotta go look at this one. Oh, you're slow too. So where are your... Okay, way over there. So this one I parammed up the curve, but I'm not doing that anymore. So we did... Oh, they're completely arbitrary. That's great. They're like not round numbers, so... I could either regenerate this one at a reasonable place. That's what I'm gonna do. Then I can test something too. So we'll do 0.5. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. And 0.7, I guess. I mean, it looked fine. I liked it. So 0.5 and 0.7 are the offsets. And I'll regen this one. And then I get to test if doing this will actually only send out that one, which is, as I think is what's happening. Let's make sure that we're on the output node. UVs are turned back on. Shade is off. And we have that selected. Okay. So even if I export this second coupler pipe here, because this one's hidden, it's going to do that one, I think. I don't even have to jump out of that because this is where it'll F up and I have to change it. So export. We're going to overwrite O4 with pipes O2. And the theory is that it won't also output that one. So if I go back into meshes and I re-import this one, that's how it works. Okay, that's good to know. So those are a little different now. They're a little lower. I don't like it anymore. I think that's going to be too low. I think possibly it's in the ground even. I'll just go look at it. No, it's fine. I like it. So given those parameters of 0.7 and 0.5, I need to go add those by hand now. Oops. Ooh, to the other one. So this was now the active one, and that's all happening here. So I wrote 1. That's now 0.5, 0.5. That's cool. So what if I like... I still need like a demo of this. That's the issue. Like I need to... Oh. Oh, and it redistributed. It redistributed. Yeah, okay. That's fine. And where I wrote 1111111 is 0.7 or 0.75, I forget. It could also, this could also be like a param. It's like they're all this far off of the wall. I wrote 1.7. So I think that's, and then I got to go reselect everything and blah, blah, blah. But let me just make sure that, let me go look at the other one, make sure that's what the parameter was. 0.7. Okay. So let's look at, are the bevels still right? I think the bevels are fine. It's just the resample might need a little bit more juice. That's enough. It's just the selection group is a little off because everything got scooted around. So I'll just do it by hand again. I still maintain that this by hand thing is good because then I can put like 2 on a straight one if I needed to. I think I liked it going like it. I think it ends here, but I do the one after. It ends there, but I do it here. It's ending here. I'll take that one. Oh no, I'm about to lose it. Nope, we still got it. Ends here. I'll take that one. It ends there. This one ends here. This one. Hard to tell. Ooh, so those are a little close together. So I'm going to subtract. I'll take this. Yeah, that was a mistake. Maybe I should do it right as it terminates. Oh, I'll look at it again. Right as it ends. I'm going to redo the bottom ones. Moving and selecting is still weird. Okay, so I'm going to take that one. That one. I swear I'm holding space. I think you have to like re-hit space every single time or something like that. And I'll do that to this one too. So the selection rules changed a bit. Yeah, there we go. Let's see what this looks like. Very pipey. And yeah, the colors are still wrong, but I'm still just trying to get the overall thing right. Yeah, so let's turn this expense. Well, that UV's on, so this is going to take a second to chug. And I'll just export this one. Just going to make sure I do the right FBX. Still thinking about it. 10 seconds to do that one. So that one's selected now, or rather it's visible. So when I export it, just this should come out. And this is 05. That one. And then we re-import it. Yeah, it never likes the tangents. It should, usually it saves the blueprint that's in when you re-import it, but it didn't. So those are still fine. I guess I never put the other ones. So I'm gonna get rid of these ones and look at the pipe one. So they should all be like kind of like in the same family. Okay, that's not if you place it not in the wall though. No, it's still too tall. I didn't bring it down. I didn't bring it down enough. Wait, is this all changed? That looks like I didn't change anything. I'm gonna just save it so I don't have to keep doing this. That looks like I didn't change it, and not a question if these changed either. Let me look at this. No, it's in the wall, so that's placed right, but it was supposed to have come down. I don't know. Let me look. Houdini. These all look the same. Here we go. It all happens there. 0.5, 0.5. Those are definitely lower. So I don't feel like it imported the right mesh. So it means I maybe didn't export it correctly, or... And they're all 0.7 off the wall. So I probably just exported something wrong, is my guess. That's selected. That's the output geometry. Like, that's the one we don't want. And they're now on top of each other. You can see that. So I export something wrong. I import it wrong. We want to overwrite 05, pipes 02, 05. Double check again, 05. Export. Did I not hit export? That's possible. I don't know. And I can't really tell what's going on with this one. Something seems wrong, because that does look right, because it's like in the floor, but it's not placed correctly. I need to go look at the blueprint. I'm going to re-import this again though. That looks like fine. So where's the blueprint for it? This one. Is this an off the ground? Why is that so tall? That's like a full meter now. That's something's not being updated. Like, this should be here. I'm going to delete it and bring it back. Or rather, I'll just clear the reference to it. Clear. I'm going to delete this pipe. References. Ah, no. Memory references. No. Okay, whatever. Root check it. The Houdini version's right. It looked like the mesh was right too. But then the blueprint, it's definitely was a meter off the ground. That one's a meter off the ground too. I'm just going to re-import the mesh. Am I not overwriting it? I'm going to export another one out of Houdini like type 6 if this doesn't work. This is why I need to make my project smaller and smaller. I hate sitting for these root checks. But while you're thinking, this is right. Like, it should be like basically right off the ground. And I have this visible. I don't like this idea. I would rather this be like a different subnet up here. I meant to delete that one out. Glad I didn't. I wasn't named correctly. So what the fuck is happening here? No, where this is all normal. These do nothing. Oh, not nothing. These do nothing now. It's all this one 0.5, 0.7 output. I don't know. We all done? Okay, so let's bring that back in 05. Ah. There you go. Interesting. So it crashed. Not crashed. When I did the re-import, it didn't do it because it doesn't like that file. That's weird for another reason. Like, what the hell is that? I don't like this. I'm going to duplicate this and do it the way I want to do it. So, like, I'm going to duplicate the whole subnetwork. It's expensive with all the UV stuff that's happening. For the curvature, you need to use the measure node set to points and curvature. They can use a group node with curvature is greater than X. The measure node. Okay. I'll try that at some point. I guess it's worth a try here. If I get this to work, I'll think about it. I mean, it's probably useful to be able to do. So this is like couplers. Oh, yeah, whatever. So that one has the... Oh, no, it's gonna... This UV is 8-second UV every time. Get in there. Okay, so they're both visible, first of all. Let's turn that one off. This is the new one. Delete this one. And now it's... The only geometry is this one now. And it's fine. I don't understand what would have gone wrong with that FBX not being happy. That's super weird. Pipes O2. This one. And then we export the new network, which is... Oh, was I selecting one of those or something? I don't know what's happening. That one. And Euro 5. I'm gonna make it 06. For no reason. So if we get an import error, that's real weird. No, we're good. That one's like way closer to the ground. Okay, well, keep this mesh selected. Oh, did I close all those other blueprints? I didn't keep those open. That's not cool. It's 08. And it's still, it's not selected anymore. I need my multiple monitors back. This one. There. Okay, you don't have the material by default. That's fine. I don't know what happened. The meshes inside, having two meshes and one hidden, I don't like that anyway. That's like very like error prone. This compile's taking a while. It's not good. I need to do another pass of the material in substance. I don't have two Unreal Engines open, right? Okay, no, we're still just slow computers at the sad point. This feels like I need to restart Unreal at this point. Like I feel like I'm gonna crash it. I don't know what happened. Why would that mesh have been corrupted? I didn't really read the thing, and this is taking a long time, which is not good. There we go. Okay. There it is. Okay, cool. So now it's all, they're basically starting the same. The coupler's in a different place because of the resample. We don't actually... Oh, is the collision like gigantic or something? That makes sense. It's like a convex. It's like a whole thing around it. I'm stuck in the collision right now. Or something's F. Something's real weird here. Or is my S key broken? Wait, is my S key broken? No, there's a collision in here. Am I going crazy? What the hell? My S key's like delayed, like... I need to restart the engine. I think that's what's happening. What the fuck? There's like this delay, like, so it's like, I'm gonna hit the button, like, S. Then I start walking. Unless I hold shift, then I immediately start walking. There's nothing, like, we just have direct input binds. There's no way, this doesn't make any sense that that's happening. So I think there's just something wrong. But the pipe looks good. I can't walk backwards though without holding shift. Oh, that's cool. I think these are like reasonable pipes. The fact that this kind of comes back in is like, why would it do that? But make more sense for this to come in here and go into the ground, right? It's like, it came in, I don't know the real logic for pipes, but like if the in and the out are the same, like why would you do that? So probably this should come down and just go into the floor. And I think that would look, I mean, it looks okay, but I think this going into the floor would make a lot of sense. And I'm going to restart Unreal Engine because, how come I can hit escape? Did I do, wait, how? Oh, I'm doing standalone. Oh. It doesn't explain the... No, it doesn't explain the S thing. I'm going to restart the engine. Peace. So I'm gonna put this one into the floor. So that shouldn't be too hard. Yoinks. So that's just the first. If I delete, let's look at it simplified. If I basically delete 0.0 and just bring this down, that should do it. And then I just gotta like tell it not to curve certain ones and stuff like that. Or keep this one and have it. I guess I have the FBX already, so I could still use it. It's not that hard to put that back. I get this tool. It's just wrangling these three things basically, or four rather. So if I delete this one, now the curve's no good, and our X is or our Y is just into the ground like that. So then we got to go back into the poly bevel. That's actually fine for some reason, but I need to, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna do it again just to make sure. I shouldn't be doing any now. Poly bevel. What's going on with that? Points. Let's just go get them. These two. These ones. It probably beveled the fourth one. It just doesn't do anything when you do that. Let's look at the resample. That's really heavy. So not that it matters, but never mind. I'll do 48. This is just a copy to points feeder. It doesn't matter. Okay, and then we just choose where we want the couplers again. So yeah, well, we should probably do the thing, that the curvature way. I'll look at that in a second. Oh no. This one. So those are like real close together, but that's how it happens, I think. No. Oh, I cleared the selection. Oh my god. I can't. This is why I can't. I'm better off using group nodes. I don't know how to select in Houdini by hand. They make it hard so that you have to do a procedure. Is this one, and yeah, I'll just stick one like here. Maybe there. I kind of wanted to see one here actually at the bottom too. Yeah, I want to see that. And I want to see one there. And see how that feels in the game. I'll just come take those selections off later. Okay. Big expensive UV coming up. 10-second UV. Gotta restart the engine. Still cooking or we crashed here? I don't know. There it is. Okay. Yeah, so just into the ground, and I put a coupler into the floor and the wall. I'm not really controlling. Actually, those aren't even going to show up. They'll be buried. But I kind of wanted something like when it goes into the ground that there's some sort of like at least like a cylinder around that, but some sort of like transition thing. But those are not them. So I'm gonna turn off this UV and then dump those out of there. So okay, save the group. That's cool. Just not do that. Sit through a 8-second UV again. And so we have two versions. I'll keep that FBX. I won't overwrite it. Technically, this could be 05 because I jumped into 06. I'll try to overwrite this into 05 and I'll have two versions of it. Is it done? Oh, it is. I was waiting for the UVs to show up. I have the UVs turned off. Okay, so if everything works, I should just be able to push this into 05 here. And then import 5 fresh. I don't have the engine open anymore, so yeah. What do I have open now? Substance is closed. Okay. I do need to fix this material. Continue to iterate on it. I kind of want to delete all of these because they lag the editor down. They lag this thing down. I have so much stuff, but I don't use any of it. I mean, I use like some of it, but like I'm not gonna need to re-import that stuff ever again. Most of it, almost any of it. So I kind of want to just like clear it completely. I want like a fresh install. I'm not sure how you get rid of those. like this cache. I have 30 gigs of stuff. Like I don't need any of this anymore. Makes this whole thing like very slow. I should probably start uninstalling those old Unreal Engine editors too. I have like 4.18 installed, and like I am 1000% going to 4.24, so there's almost no need to keep those back engine things. So I could free up like a couple hundred gigs of installs probably, which I need. My like fourth hard drive, whatever, that has all my Unreal Engine projects is getting pretty full. I need like a long-term backup solution for this. I mean, I cloud like a couple hundred terabytes. I forget how much I'm clouding. I cloud a lot of this, and I have like multiple local backups. But as it starts to get bigger and bigger and bigger, I don't know how to store this kind of data. At least I'm not editing AK footage or something stupid like that. So let's see, and then having to archive it, that'd be terrible. It's like $1,000 of hard drives for every project. So what am I doing right now? Yeah, that's just okay. So we have 06 and we deleted 05. So hopefully I did it right and this is not going to throw any errors. Except for that one, that's fine. There it is. This is the floor version of it. Cool. So hopefully I can walk backwards now. Pipes 08. We'll make 09 use 05. The 5 pipe. So that should just be... Oh, that's the material. We're going to go to 5. Do it. Nice. Okay, cool. Looks like more rusty than the other ones. I think that makes more sense. That's like you need to get this, you know, into another room, but then go downstairs. I think that's like I don't know, just feels better. So I guess I gotta go delete most of these. I think all of them but these two are the first ones I made are too big and they don't make sense. Let me double check that. Which one is good? Yeah, it's that one. So it's 03 and 04. Or no, is it? Let me see. I think it's 03 and 04, the good ones. The skinny ones, yeah. So I'll take those out of the data tables and we're going to put that one in. Or maybe I'll just replace it with that one. I'm going to replace it. I think less is more in this kind of thing. Less choices, but they're good. Versus like all these like kind of like annoying ones. Okay, so we're gonna pull this one. Bad, and then the 21 with the caterpillars is no good. Gigantic caterpillar 1. Pipe coupler 1, and this one I'm gonna switch to be I don't usually choose it this way, but pipe 09. So we're only gonna reference 3, 4, 7, and 9. I should delete those other ones out and the meshes and then reorder these, or else this starts to get like cumbersome. And we're only gonna ship at this point 4 pipes. So what just happened? That means that there's like a ghost in here. Like in that this pipe is not selectable anymore. No, this one, that's a ghost. Like it's in the game, but you can't get it. So I gotta get rid of that kind of stuff as soon as possible. So we have only 4 pipes now. So let me kind of start this room from scratch. See what we've got. Bunch on the ceiling. Let's just make sure that I'm working with like the actual set of pipes we've generated so far. I'll leave those because you need light to see like anything. Okay, so let's save this one. Okay, so 4 pipes. That's like pretty. It's not that overwhelming, but it was starting to get overwhelming with like how many there are. So that one goes on the wall. 2 goes on the ceiling. It's kind of wonky to place, but it can be done. So I'll just walk this all the way over. I think I can still look at this. Yeah, it's hard to place something that high in the air, but it's kind of okay. Okay, so there's, oh no, I screwed up the, there we go. So we did skinny pipe with the wall mounts up into the ceiling, right? So I think those little mounts are viable for small pipes. I wouldn't probably put a pipe smaller than this in the game, like you just wouldn't even like see it. That's a 5 centimeter pipe with the wall mounts. And then we have, I'm gonna do like the wall of pipes here. So we'll have like these are the right angle ones. So this feels very like factory-ish. It's like there's just like a ton of pipes and they're all being rerouted out of this room. And then 4, we have this one that comes in and goes like that. That's a pretty good lineup already. I think this feels very like industrial. Makes sense that someone would put them like that. They'd probably be closer together, but I have no idea. And then this one, it makes sense at least to me. We just need like a base material that's not perfectly flat. And it's not that noticeable anyway. Like anyway, they're always going to be like background things. So what I lost is like a big fat ceiling one. So for the ceiling ones, for pipes that are that big, they need like those hangers. And do they have couplers as well? And then what's that going to look like? Because I want bigger pipes running across it as well. Maybe they could be just coming out of the ceiling. Maybe I could right angle out of the ceiling and then go straight and then go back into the ceiling. I mean, or they could just be straight. I think the straight ones make sense. Like straight ones with the little hangers. What time is it? 10:30. Okay. I like these. These are good. These are going to go in for sure. I think these are reasonable. I'm not sure exactly that they're good. They're like kind of want to be house pipes at this radius. Like they're just like kind of like a different concept. But I like those ones. I wish that when they went into the ground, they had a coupler around them, like just like a thinner, just like an extrusion, basically. Same for up there. But it's tough because of the way that the floor is actually intersecting it. To it's hard to. If I put it in there, it only works perfectly if you do it exactly like this. But if there's no ceiling, then the coupler doesn't make sense. And there's no way to just continue this up. So I should probably make the pipe that is just a straight version of this pipe so we can go up with it. But then how's it terminate? Oh, can you stack these? You can, I think. I think this one can go here. Oh, that's cool. The texture's perfect, but those do technically... I would have expected a more perfect snap, so something's wrong with our spline that doesn't perfectly line up. It's like that point. It wasn't like 0.7. It was like 0.69999, and like it's that actually does show up in game. That's not perfectly snapping together, but that's a way to terminate that pipe. That's cool. I'm gonna do that out here actually. These are phantom pipes too. Like these don't exist anymore. I mean, I could bring them back maybe, but and then we could do this. Oh whoa! Oh, I just spawned an entire house. Never mind. There we go. Forgot about that. Oh, that's cool. That works pretty well for like steampunk. Okay, that's a bit far away from the wall, and this is driving me nuts that this doesn't. Okay, so this is not. We got to go fix that parameter. But that's kind of cool that they're snapping together like this. It's a big detail. It looks way like kind of like ridiculous, but that's cool that they stack. I guess that's one way of terminating the pipe for now. I want to have like enough options, but not an overwhelming amount. So that's like the balance of it. So I got to fix that pipe. So let's save this, and I think I know where that's off. I'll just click it. So, it's this. This doesn't actually hit 0.7. Oh, it's gonna take 8 seconds every time. That's rough. Oh no, and to put it back, damn it, because like it's this. It's just like it's off by like this tiny precision, but like I think once you extrude it, it's. Now, why would this be happening? Like, why would it not hit that precision? I'm gonna turn this off because this is not good, not helping. I'll turn that off too. Why can't you hit 0.7? What if like it's not even 0.99999, it's like 96. And I don't know. Can I just make it like this is kind of wonky. I'm just gonna paste this channel into it. This is really weird, and this is not extendable, but I just want to ship this. So now it's 0.7. That's really weird. And it's not going to work out long term to do that. But I'm gonna export it. This is pipe 5 now, I think. No. I don't remember. I gotta go look. Which one goes into the ground? 5. Yeah, it is 5. Okay. So if I, in theory, that's 05, export. In theory, they should be 0.7 now, and they should all light up together. But I could see that that wouldn't work for some reason. I don't know. Gonna get the warning. I mean, you can't. There's no visible. You wouldn't be able to actually see the difference. The difference is if this seems correctly. It sure as fuck doesn't. Okay, so what the hell? And the material got effed on this. Oh, I turned off UVs. But it doesn't even line up. It's like, that doesn't make sense. Is it a resampling thing? Why don't those line up? What is happening? Are they having like a different amount of subdivisions? I don't think so. Why don't these line up? Let me look at them on their own. Oh, that's cool. That's kind of okay to do that. This looks fine. I mean, I'm gonna need to be able to hit those things perfectly to have these snap together like that vertically. I don't know why. I don't know why that wouldn't line up. And like, you wouldn't think that like such a small precision change would matter. So it is 0.7. Let's look at the actual line that we're drawing. This. It's literally hard coded as 0.7. And then in, oh no, it's gonna take like 10 minutes to get to see this. Oh, it's not. Okay, good. It's not recalculating. It's not. It doesn't have to rebake it yet. And then this one. No, that's not the right one to look at. It's Oh, I see. I gotta delete this one out of there. It's this one. So what's that point up there? Maybe it's not in the right place. 0.2. Oh, this is no longer valid. So 0.2, what are you up to here? You're just the depth offset. Is it something with like the... Am I extruding it by accident? That would do it. Or am I actually drawing it? This actually gets drawn through here. Let's look at the poly bevel. It should just be 1 point. It is. It's just that one. That's at 02. That's being drawn there at this depth, which hopefully is 07. 0.07. 0.7. Those are 0.7. Like, I think that's right. Is there some... And then it's this. This is the situation here. It's like on sweep. Is there anything that like would have like messed with it? Like, I don't think so. Stretch turnarounds. It's like off by such a little amount. It might be something, some tolerance in here like this. It could be like this. I have no idea. Like something is like just a tiny bit off. And it's probably like, oh, like, you know, it's like even offset or something like that. Pipe radius. Are the radiuses the same? There's that for sure. They look really damn similar, but I guess it didn't look like a radius mismatch because it was like very much an offset. 0.1. Did I delete the original? I did, yeah. So I would just have to redo it. That's fine. Let's look at the radiuses. 0.1 with 8 divisions. I don't know why those don't line up. And I screwed up the UVs, so I'm gonna just put him back. Let's do this one first. Put the UVs back and re-export it, and they don't line up. I don't know why. Because the point logic is they're 0.7 off the wall, off 0. Oops, I templated it. Hopefully it's the same bake as viewing it. I don't know why they don't line up. Doesn't make sense. Oh well. Hard part's remembering what this is called in FBX. This is 05. Should probably name these what they're being exported at. Something like keep those names together. 05. We lost the UVs because I didn't have them selected. In this one. UVs are back. Yeah. It's off by such a small amount. It's weird. Yeah, UVs are back on it. That's like a full centimeter off. That doesn't make any sense. That's a large amount. That's at least a centimeter. That's a lot. How is that so far off? It's got to be something I've done wrong in the spline. Whatever. They weren't designed to snap together, but like in theory they should. Like I'm still just designing single pipes that go on a wall. They're not like interconnecting yet. But that was like what I was starting to work on. Was like, oh, I should make it so that the pipe can go higher. Like these are just pipes for one room. And there's no way to continue them up. Ah, there it is. I was wondering where that went. Oh, it's cool. You can walk up, of course. It's like it's that spy game, not Hitman. Played so much of it, I don't remember the name of it. Anyway. So we have the single 4 pipes. We don't have a system that like this one can scale up. This one can go straight up like these straight ones. But these don't quite do that. And then, you know, like if I'm still trying to make it like easy snap, but like if you treat them as like this, you can do whatever you want. You can just like flip it upside down and then, oh god, these gizmos are so crazy bad. Wow. It's because of the floor. Okay, yeah, I think what's gonna happen is like in editor mode now, like when you select this object, there's gonna be like something with the arrows that you can like transform based on your view on the grid with the arrows. And then same with rotate. It'll be like maybe like holding shift in the arrow will just rotate it 90. Because like that's all I just want to flip it 90 and like my gizmo is bad. And rotation gizmos in general are a little bit wonky. Like it should be a screen space calculation, and right now it's a point plane intersection to make this work, and it's always been bad. Anyway, so in this mode, in theory, if I could actually get this to work, we just flip it. It wants to be viewed from this side, I think, is part of the issue. Yeah, it's inverted. There's the dot. That's the point to plane intersection, and it reverses before it gets to 180. What a nightmare. God. That might have to be after this next week of Houdini stuff. I might need to like hop in here and make the editor a little bit stronger just so I can get these pipes. But in theory, you could flip this over, which I can't do. And it would just line back up on itself. Okay, we gotta fix that. Pipes are good though. I mean, if I shipped this, and that's fine. To start the pipe system. And for like a house, ooh, these only actually work for the 400 set, so you couldn't use this for the house, but same idea for like water drains and like house exterior dressing. I'm like less into the houses right now. I'm like more in like the buildings world, but I'll come back. So this is the wall vertical one. We'll take that too, but you can put it there. You go. This you could layer multiple pipes on top of each other, I guess. I don't know. Guess that doesn't make sense. Well, there you go. There's that for now. That little thing is possible. We didn't have that before, so that's good. Couplers are still a little bit wonky, but that's not what the pass is today. And we have these ceiling ones, so it's still progress. Stick this up here. Like that. And then I can go dress up like these prefabs that we have, this is like the concept still. I haven't done this much, but like these prefabs are, like levels. Now I can go put these pipes that we have in them, I can go add them to the prefabs. So like specifically like pretty much this subway one could use some pipes in it to help break it up. And just stick like 1 or 2 pipes on the side of these buildings. And just as I add more dressing detail assets, then I keep adding them to the prefab. So these keep evolving over time. They eventually hit like their full state, but we don't have very many small props at all. I consider this still like it's like a medium prop. This is like a table. It's like the same level as adding a table to the scene. These pipes. I think they came out good. Let's look at, and they're definitely demoable. What time is it? 10:40. Not that long since I thought to ask that last time. Just gonna fill this room with these doors. I'm still lacking doors. I need to make a door panel generator. That keeps holding me back. There it is. Even just stacking them together like this, I think is pretty reasonable. Just like having a ton of them like that. With these ceiling pipes coming through. What's this one? This is not very, the variations that are possible from this one, I kind of want more. I kind of want like a skinny one that does this, or a set. I could just do it in blueprints. Never mind. I could basically make a set of these that's like 4 of them together. And that would be cool if they all went together in est. And I mean, there's like infinite things you could do with it, but like what's gonna make the most sense? Are these pipes single most of the time? Is it just 1, or are they like always 4? It's reference time, I guess. Let me go look. I guess I'll kill the run-in editor. Stop. Okay, so we built two tools. We built this like kind of straight one with wall mounts, and then this like coupler curvy one, so it curves out, it has couplers on it. That's new. We don't have that type of a right angle. That's like really easy. I guess it's kind of just like more reference against. Okay, so if this is the kind of stacking I'm thinking about, is like that these kind of come together, because like you'd have to give such finite grid snaps to have the user assemble this versus having like this whole thing be one. But then it kind of gets annoying because you need to have like the corresponding one to finish it. I think this is what I'm looking at. Like there's 4 pipes like that, and they all go together. So I could basically assemble it in blueprints. I don't have this curve, but we could just put 4 together horizontally. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that one. So using what I have already, I can start to build a variation of it. I'm gonna do. I guess we're just gonna keep. I'm not gonna go and delete the other ones yet. Oh, I forgot it restarts at 1 like that. Oh god. It puts it. You would think it would go there, but it doesn't do that. And I forgot again. And I duplicated the wrong one. Yeah. Okay. So let me go get the. Oh, it's gonna be multiple static meshes. That's a problem. But I'm trying to keep it simple. Like everything's one mesh. But for prototype reasons, I'll do it like this for now. So I was gonna do a horizontal one where it's like a bunch of pipe, like 4. It's just 4 of these, and I just do it right here. And I guess I'll put it at like the top. So that's at 400. And then I'll come down to 300. That makes sense. And I guess we'll do like 1 above and 1 below and see how that looks. So I got to bring those in as static mesh components. And I'd rather assemble these in Houdini, but I don't want to do that. I guess I should just do that. That's really the way. Okay, I'll do it in Houdini. So I should have made that like an HDA. Maybe I can make it an HDA. I don't know. The HDA composition thing starts to overwhelm me sometimes. Okay, so we'll just leave that. It needs to come in as 1 static mesh, and it should technically be UV'd. They should all be UV'd separately, because like 3 pipes with the same exact material on them is going to look kind of silly. Okay, so let's see if I can figure this out. I mean, this is like, it's literally a copy and transform, so it shouldn't be too hard. This is the wall mount one, so let's turn that off. It's this one. So I'm gonna just duplicate it. Pipe 01 wall mount. I'm just gonna call this one like, I don't know, multiple. Turn this off. So we'll go back in here. This is a geo. So this is like the subnetwork, right? Like, so if I make multiple of these, I have multiple. And I can do, can I do SOP stuff here? Like copy and transform? No, we're still at like this is object level. So now we're at geo level. So I could treat, and I wanted to UV them separately. Okay, so we could, this is gonna throw the texel density in kind of a funny way. So right here we're merging. I gotta reparam this to have it look normal, but, and that makes a full one. And I've UV'd them up here. Why is that? Why did I UV these separately? Probably because this one is an auto seam and this one's probably an unwrap. Is that what's going on? They're both auto seam, almost the same exact values. Nah, they're different. Okay, I see. So that kind of sucks. I could just do a layout at the end. I'm not sure. Not sure. But I'm going to param this back to being not this gigantic one. So that's the number of bolts. Oops. We want, well, actually that needs to come down too. So we just want two bolts. And let's get this pipe into something reasonable. So that's 0.2, 0.1. I think we did 0.05 is the pipe that we like. Is that much? And height, divisions, that's a lot. That does influence this though, so I'll go to like 12. I'll do 16. Is that what it was before? Whatever. The pipe can be lower, and this I want a decent amount on it because it's kind of like you see it. You'll see it more. Coupler offset. That's fine too. Okay, so then so these are two. There's too many. I think we had 3. Number of couplers. Where is that? Here it is, number of couplers. So we'll drop this down to 3. And then look at coupler width, coupler height. Oh yeah, height. Oh wow, okay. Is this UVing underneath it? So let's turn this off. It's so slow. Coupler height. So it's like much thinner. Oh, I maxed everything. I remember making this. Yeah, I was like, let's just put everything full. Yeah. Okay, let's look at this like in full. I'll do it from out here and then finesse it in. So width, it's pretty thin, and I think the height's even like more like that. And the number of bolts might be just like 1. You can't do 1 because it's a line. Oh well. I'll just make them real small. I could put them on top of each other like that technically, fuse them. I think from far away that's about right. And then I'll just because the tool's not set up to have a single bolt, because I was making like gigantic pipes, so that's not good. I'll just make this bolt radius like itty bitty. So these are complete waste of geometry. Like they shouldn't even exist at this size. Yeah, ridiculous, but there they are. Okay, so this is that pipe. And it's already been UV'd. I mean, I could just UV the whole thing at the end again. That's probably what should happen. And I have groups on it. It's all the same material. That doesn't matter. So we are at transform brings it off the wall, which I didn't do that for the other one. But this one matters more because you have this like little tolerance. It has to be perfect. Okay, so from here, I can start to continue this tool. So now I'll transform. I guess we're going to center it, and then I'll move it over later. So we're going to rotate on Z, 90. Oh, it's a line. Oh, okay. So we'll do negative 90. Interesting. And then I'll do it all here. So it's basically like I've rotated it, and then I'm going to copy and transform it, and then I'll transform that. So copy, transform. We want like 3 of them, and we're going to move it up here some amount. I don't know how much. That's too slow. That's also, we're not looking at it. That's why. There it is. Okay, I was thinking like this, but now these couplers don't make any sense. How does this work? They're not using couplers, or the couplers are much smaller. And in, yeah, okay, I see. They basically don't have couplers. Oh well, I could make them, oh, I could do that. I could just leave it like that, or I could go change the width. I need to perma bring this out. Like the coupler width could just be much smaller like that, and then now this offset doesn't make any sense. I think we got to 0 this one, puts it right in the middle. There we go. That's something. So it's 3 pipes. 3 pipes looks pretty good. They're currently all UV'd the same. That's gonna have to change. That's like the main reason of having 3 in the same asset, is the UV is varied. Then I transform it up as a final transform. So we're all done with this. Yeah, it's better to do this mesh stuff, I think, in Houdini, and bring it in as one static mesh, because you just have more control here, and UVs, and having multiple static mesh components in the blueprint itself is bad for performance, and then it's harder to manage the blueprint logic too, because then you're operating on like multiple static meshes or static mesh arrays or something. That's why the old system had to go, is because it was like, that was one of the reasons. It just had way too much stuff in it. So hopefully I have a reference in here of the building. I do not. I think I do, actually. There it is. So that's where it's gonna go. It'll just be like this pipe up there. So it'll kind of get in the way of the other pipes. Maybe not. Actually, with the other ones, it'll offset. I think this is probably okay. I just want different UVs, at least for the pipes. For the couplers, they're so small at this point, it doesn't super matter. But I want to do a layout of the different of those UVs. So we're not even generating UVs for these things at the moment. And what I want to do is I'm going to move this normal UV thing down to, I see, we've already done them. I feel like I can pull this off in one normal and one UV for the whole thing. And I have mat groups. I'm going to just, ooh, that didn't work. I'm going to pull these out. This needs to probably be done correctly. There we go. And we'll do this at the end. Here. There's the control. So we'll try to just nail the whole, we'll just try to nail the whole mesh at once. Whoa. That's the UV currently. That's something. And we're not viewing it. There we go. Do I have a quick shade on this? I do. Okay, that's almost fine. I mean, it is fine. Like, I don't care that much about the couplers at all, but I'll give it like an, oh, it's at min? I thought that would have been cleaner. Okay. This is kind of an expensive slider probably, but what if I go to 0? And what's 1? 1 is really interesting. Huh. Oh my god, I have all those little dots. 1 looks great. Where is this though? Where's the front in here? I don't see it. I see like that's the side, but where's the front? Oh no. This is like a this is like a planar projection what just happened. Okay, I see. I don't want to do that. I'd rather go the other way and have it be like way too many segments than that. We just front projected the whole thing that way. Yeah, this is a stupid. The bolts on here are really dumb. Like having that be geometry is ridiculous. And I don't like the offsets. I'm gonna put the offset up a little bit, and that's plenty. It's such a small asset thing. So where's this? So let's grab the width offset. Not again. You don't see this bolt ever, but if you do, there you go. Now it's placed correctly. Okay, so this whole thing is just one mesh, and that's going to be simpler, and it's going to have better UVs now. Yeah, that should be fine. And then we could have like 3 of them all follow one big spline. I don't know how to do that. I have to figure that out. But just keep iterating like different types of it, and then by the end of it I'll be like, okay, I could probably write like one mega ultimate pipe generator that does all those things into one tool. But it's all gonna be like, it would just be like a switch between like multiple of these, so it's like, you know, I'm still okay building them out one by one. So this is now, let's turn off all this stuff. It's just this one with a crazy ass name, and it's even pivoted correctly, so that's nice, I hope. FBX, so we're gonna go to 07 on this one. And we're gonna choose wall mount multiple. And it's at this point now with this many networks that if we had materials, it would, this material palette would be like, poof, be like so full. Gonna get overwhelming to look at. Back in the engine, 10's all done. No, 10's what we're gonna put it in. So this new mesh, 07. Looks good. It's on the floor. Or is it floating? Oh, it put the floor up there. I don't understand what that is. The floor in this view is changeable, but it is really off the ground. Huh. Okay, so 07. So that's perfectly placed already at 00090. We just gotta spin it for the Houdini axis conversion. So I could stick this in the data table. What am I doing? I need the mesh as a reference for the data tables. Oh, that's the class. I think this one's gonna work because I think I could put that under the other ones because they're offset maybe. Pipe, wall, horizontal is the only horizontal one we have. Oh yeah, they'll slide right in there. It might hit that one though, we'll find out. This one I could give it at a more discrete actual, oh, that's not it at all. Hold on. Did I not add it? Oh, it's this one. I pointed to the wrong class or something. 09. Wait a minute, where is oh, god damn, okay, I got confused. 10 is here, it's in the front. Yeah, I complained about that before, I forgot. It's back there. Okay, I picked the wrong one. Okay, so there they are. Let's put them clean against this wall first. So we could give them in more discrete increments up and down, so that you could put them like at whatever level you want. So there's no need to do it at this level, but that, I mean, intersecting them with these pipes doesn't feel very good, but like, it's kind of a cool, this almost works too, let me see. Oh, it does fit, fits perfectly. So that's cool, I like it. Thank you. Yeah, they're a little cartoony. Okay. Good luck. I cleaned those clothes yesterday. Yeah. See ya. What? I am playing video games. I play my own video game all day, forever, times infinity, forever. Okay. I am going to make that one a little bit more nuanced so that you can change its height as needed. Which is probably a little confusing, but it's going to make this a lot more valuable, and this asset is the one to do it. So I need to kill this, oh my god, this one here is at 3. It's probably just at 0 now. So how do I center this? Let me get this up in here. Go away, these things. Look at it from the front. Yeah. Okay. So I want this to be centered in the 100 box. So I'm just gonna do it by hand because I don't know what that is. I don't care. Let's just gonna do it by hand. Scale. No. Translate. Yes. Here we go. Jumping way too much here. Okay. We gotta just. Okay. Let me just type it. 0.2. Nope. 0.3. It's getting there. Oh, is that it actually? No. 0.4. I know it's this thing divided by blah blah blah, but like I just want to type it in there. Okay, it's almost that. We need to put this one down here, so it's like 0.35 or something. Is damn close. I think it's that. That's gonna do it for me, right there. So make sure the output's there, still doing UVs at the end and normals, and that all seemed to work great. And export back into 07. Wall mount multiple export. And back here, static meshes, this one, re-import. Moved it lower. Save all. That's what should happen. It's back there, and then we change its root, or its snap rules. So it really should be 400, 400, now 100 is how it should snap. And then I can put it up and down as needed. Okay, so they're not in there. I like this as the first set that goes out. So now I can do, okay, I got to change the visual center, but now I can put it like wherever I want, vertically, within, you know, with it still helping you out, and it's pointing at the wrong thing, like that. So we can run them along the bottom, which intersects in that case is no good, but this kind of one lends itself well for this type of snapping rule. Not to say that this intersection is going to look good, but like that's pretty cool. And I think even the top one should look okay because it's centered. I'm just going to go way too far with it. Get up there. There it is. Yeah. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think those are good ones, and then we could have like those same three against the wall could like come down, and it won't take that many variations of this to have a pretty solid modular set. I like that like these bottom ones are pretty, oh no, pretty bad. Those could exist, like they just go right across, and I lost my fancy one. Where'd it go? Oh, I see. That doesn't make sense because it goes in there, but this is what, 4 pieces? Like 1, 2, 3, and then technically this is that one. It's just flipped for you, but that's how I do it. It's just 5 pipes, is it? Yeah, 5. This 5 set already kind of gets it done. I do need a fat ceiling one. That's kind of what's up. And I could do the same. I could basically put this on the ceiling too, which I think I'm going to. So I'll put that one on the ceiling, and then I need one of these fat ones with the couplers that just goes right through the ceiling with the little holders on it. And that would be a proper set of pipes, I think, to start this off with. And maybe like a... Can I put these between buildings? Is that going to work too? No, these go against... I guess... So these are pre-offset from the wall because it's designed to... Yeah, these are all still meant to go against a wall, even though this one's offset. They're not freestanding. Like this one out here is a little awkward because it's actually off the grid. So like that was its actual snap point, but it's offset. So when you go to use it, it's kind of like... You can't go under it either, given that I haven't made a collision for it. They're a little weird to use on their own if you're not snapping them into walls, but they are... You know, like wall decoration. Maybe we want it to be here. Yeah, they're a little. The proportions are a little weird, but they already start to dress this up like pretty nicely. I like it. I don't think we're gonna need more than like 16 of these total to have like the variations that are really needed. It's kind of a waste to have this, the vertical and the horizontal as different ones, but I don't have a great way of rotating objects yet. like that. And I want them to snap because otherwise it's like really laborious to place each one of these. So I like those ones. I think it's 11. I kind of want a big pipe down the thing. It could just be straight. Then there's no bevels on it either. Or it could become no, I just need like a straight one. And it'll be like 0.7 off the ceiling just to kind of match like how this one is. And then it would then run through here, so that it's not gonna like perfectly intersect, but we could run it down this way. And then I want to put this on the ceiling too. So I'm gonna make this one but straight for the ceiling. And then put this one on the ceiling, and that's the set. I should probably make thumbnails for them too, but let's just get the meshes made first. So this one's all done. And we're talking about getting into this one. But I'm going to just dupe the whole network again and make the variations. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to do variations. I'm like duplicating the subnetworks because I don't want to lose that. Is that on top of it or is it done? Or oh, okay, there it goes. So I'll turn that off. Turn this off. Leave the wall. And we're into couplers 03. This one's should be very... This is just 2 points with a resample, and we drop the bevel out. But I'll just leave the bevel. Nothing gets beveled. Ah, the 8-second cook in the back. Just turn that off. Turn off the UVs. And then this is just one line, it's just straight. So, I guess am I going to pull it off the wall? Oh, I was going to make couplers for it. Okay, no, this is a little bit, no, well, not couplers, like the hangers. I'm just going to not have those for now. I don't feel like, I'm like not mentally able to build more assets into this. I just want to make it straight and then start designing a demo. The Houdini end of this demo is gonna like kind of weird today, but it's still a good set of stuff that we made, so I'll still make it. This one just goes straight up. Is this against the wall? This one is against a ceiling, but it doesn't really matter. I'll just draw them by hand again. So this is like a completely new one, right? We're in couplers 03, so I still have the other ones in case I like completely break this. So delete, so 0, 0. And then this one is just 0 here and 4 there. We're not beveling anything. Polyframe's still doing polyframe things. We were sampling at like a ridiculous amount, do like 8. Then we're gonna group. To do what? Oh, to place the couplers, right? And then so we're going to clear these things out. And we'll do couplers at... It makes sense to have them here, but I would need to crop them. So I won't do that. I mean, this is a good every other node. I'll just do that. Just do it by hand. It's fine. And let's look what we get. Does it like being straight? Yeah, we're still good. A lot of points. I feel like we need to... No, I guess those are reasonable numbers. I was going to say I need to fuse something, but those look okay. Yes, this is the straight one. All with the same wonky couplers, but that's what's going down. And then this one, I'll just do the transform here. So if this is the ceiling, we are going to do, I'll do it here. We reverse, then we do normals. I'll just doesn't matter. I need to turn UVs back on the way out of here. So we want to be at 3.3, which is 0.7 from the roof. And then that's like kind of even. I think that's it. Turn UVs back on. Should be pretty light. There's only 2 couplers now. Yeah, a little faster. Just check the quick shade real quick. Okay, do these not have UVs? What's going on? Auto UV? Nah, they're there. It's just like not showing it for me for some reason. Or are they not there? Uh-oh. We have no... Where's the... Oh, it's down there. Oh, okay, okay. There they are. Okay, okay. So we're fine. Merge is fine. Reverse everything. Normals. Transform out. And I think the UVs are there. We just don't see them because of some reason. I don't know, but whatever. No quick shade. So this should be the last like mesh that I put out for today, and then the rest of it's all Unreal Engine. I didn't do the curvature thing. Yeah, that one. Okay, so we're gonna do this gets output. Hide that. That one, and this is whatever the next iteration is for pipe. So this is the 8th. And we're gonna export our couplers 3. That one. Couplers 3, export. Back into UE4 in the mesh folder already. That's great. Number 8, import, warning. Cool, and it like added the floor to it. I suppose there's no reason this couldn't also be at like the 100, but it's gonna be a. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what the rule should be for this, but I'll try it. I'll try it like the other pipes, but it's the ceiling ones are a little awkward to place still. So we're at 11. Oh god, it starts over here. I hate that. And so this, if we just do the mesh swap, I don't have to go get the material again. It should just be pipe 8, like that. Okay, you're in the air. You are oriented correctly. We place things perpendicular because you can see them. If you place them into depth, you can't see it basically. So it's hard to position it. Oh, I never changed the visual center, right? So this visual center is like, okay, also dead wrong. Let me go fix that at the other one too. This helps so much for placing it when it's like off the rails. Like out of your, like you're placing it, it's out of your view. It at least points like to where it is. What's up, lab? And I'm gonna fix this visual center got messed up too, so we'll just reset it. My hand is actually good. Like that. And so we want to select pipe 11 and add it to the table, the database. Pipe, coupler, ceiling. Okay, so let's see how that one snaps together. Something's very off. The rule, something's wrong with the rule. Let me look at it. I think it has the same, yeah. Wait, what? Oh yeah, what? 400, I think this needs to be 200, 400 for the world grid. That was weird. It was like way out of bounds. There it is. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't need to be 200 on that other axis because it's a 400 long pipe, but whatever. Whoa. Yeah. Okay. They are, yeah, the couplers are like a ridiculous dimension, and at this angle, there's not enough resolution. They look like hex nuts on a hex, like. So there's, you know, that's just a parameter dance. Nothing too crazy by hand. I do like these, however, because they will repo the lights like this. You can put these pipes under them, which I like that. So it's like multiple levels. Oh, I lost my wall pipes. Let me make the ceiling version of that, and I think that's pretty much the asset, or the mesh and the the final blueprints will do. So this is a ceiling piece, so it's quite like this one, I think. And it's going to be a mesh swap and then some like swinging around. So I'll make this one like this. Placing this might be kind of wonky because it wasn't meant to do it like that. The question is, can I get this centered? Is that 50 on X? Is that actually center? It looks damn close if it's not. Oh, and our Z is off. Is that right? Or is that our Y in this case? Confused. Oh, it has the wall offset baked into. Oh, which we want. This is good. This is a good thing, actually. Okay, good. 90, 0, 90, and then we want to go up 4, which is local 4. I don't know what axis this truly is, but there's 400. Oh, it's snapping. Wait, what? Oh, I see it. There it is. There we go. So that's going to be the ceiling pipe, like that one. I think. 12. Pipes. Just ceiling. We need thumbnails. So I have 2 new ceiling pipes. We have the big ceiling pipe and then the multiple pipes. So if I do 2, okay, it's in a funny, but there it is. Okay. Alright, so we can do a stack of them. A little bit hard to place it, but it's like just within view. So we have 3 of them there. And then we can also do the, I'll just move this preemptively. The big pipe, which is number 2, I think. Nope, number 1. There it is. Got the big pipe without the little brace to support it off the ceiling, but. And the thought is that I can also place the other ones under it. Oh no, it's 2. There you go. Yeah, so they're snapping in the same place in the world grid, but they're offset in a way that we could do that. So we have layers of pipes, which is cool. We've got this like lower hanging pipe that pipes directly against the wall. And same situation with this one if I go get the pipes wall horizontal one. I think it works best at this level. It won't intersect anything. Oh, this one works too. Put it here. So we have pipes under pipes, which is it's just kind of nice. And then if I had like a right angle pipe, would take them off or something like that. I don't have that. So I guess the angle to kind of look. So the lighting's not in a great place. Let me see, like, yeah, something like this kind of shows it off. And I guess I'll put this here for now. But yeah, so I mean, the ceiling's always kind of dark like this, but. So we made these turned pipes here with the couplers, kind of weird parameter, weird coupler size. We can fix that later. This one comes down and then back into the wall. These are, I think this triple set looks really good. I think that's like a look I was going for. I'm going to take those and then give them an S. And I think that's pretty good. Like basically if this same set could match up to like a right angle version somehow, that's all we would ever, that's what we would need for quite a while. I guess in this case we would just drop these like that. We could put the, where is it? There it is. That's hard to see if you don't, when you're copy and pasting it, it doesn't give you like the preview of where it is, so it's kind of a little not as good as just the actual build tool. But yeah, I like the pipes stuck right against the ceiling, the pipes that are hanging down a little bit, right against the wall. The triple sets, so singles and triple, at least breaks it up a little bit. And these all look pretty good to me. The material could always be like iterated on. And that's definitely the value of generating these in Houdini, is that they get the varied UVing per pipe, whereas these are the same pipe over and over again. The material gets a little bit repetitive. Whereas you don't sense it as much on these ones here. I don't. What I would like is like a sub coupler, is like a coupler that like transitions it into the floor. I don't like that it goes directly in that, and same with the ceiling, which will make it kind of weird when they line back up, but they also don't line back up perfectly for some odd reason, so there's that. But there would then be like, at this connection point, there would be like a different type of like a smaller version of that without the screws on it here, and that would work to seam it into the wall a little bit nicer. Do I need a I should probably make one of these pipes like this, that's just straight. That's what I was thinking. I might be able to turn that one into it without having to generate another mesh. So let me just make one more. Pipe 13. Oh my god, I made another viewport. Oh god, wait, the view... Oh no. How about I just close this? Will that open back up normally again? It won't. Shit. I've never done that before. I guess that's just this. Okay, that's not so bad. There we go. So can I make that big pipe, that big straight ceiling pipe, into a vertical one? It's a little bit awkward. It could definitely be done, but it's a little awkward given where the rotations are. So that's where it really is. And how's its offset? It's offset from the ceiling. Yeah, it's really, it's definitely possible, but it's gonna be kind of wonky math-wise. Like, that now has to be like, what is this at? 300. So this is like 330. Yeah. And then it needs to come out this way. 0.7 or 70 here. 70. So that would technically be a vertical pipe if we're looking at it this way. No, I'm wrong. It's off. Actually, it needs to come back like this, and it needs to come this way. What axis was that? That's its... Oh, I'm so lost. Turn off the snapping. Where is this? Oh, crap. Okay, so let me see 0. I see. So this has like some sort of offset baked into it. It's annoying. So definitely, probably should have just brought this pipe in on, what's it called? On its center, and then done the positioning later. Because that, what is that, 30? It's 30 from this way. Okay, how annoying is this? Okay, so if I make it like here, that's 30. So I need to make it 40 plus this, so 340. It's a 330. Nope. It's the other way. First, it's 270. That got weird. I think this is it. For these straight pipes, I'm probably not going to do this offsetting in Houdini, maybe. Figuring it out slowly. Is that 70? How could it 270 with a, I don't know. We'll find. I'll find out right now though. So pipe 13 going in. Let's see if it lines up with the other pipes. Doesn't super matter if it does though. Pipe coupler, wall vertical. Warehouse. Oh, I didn't save my other ones. Sad. So let's see if this thing builds straight up. Your rules are... Oh, first... Well, I hit the wrong one. But the rules are wrong, too. Okay, yeah, there it goes. No, it's off. No. Yeah, I thought it would be off by like 10 or something like that. So it's... But it's gonna work. It's just off the... I just calculated it wrong. It's that way 10 more. Whatever that is. But overall, it does work. So let me just figure that out. Just bad math here. Which way was it off? Damn it. It's either that way 10 or that way 10. I don't remember. So I'm gonna guess. It's not good. 260. Or it's 240. Okay, I don't know math. What? Or it's 270. Okay, well, I'll know once I do this one. I need to look at it from the same direction. All the more reason to just bring that asset in as a centered object, and then I don't have to do like kind of weird offset math. There you go. No, what the fuck? So, I think this pipe is wrong. Like, I think the end of this pipe is off because it's the same thing here. Like, this pipe... My theory is that this pipe is bent that way. Like, it's going to the right. And is it the same thing here? If it's different, I'm just going to be really sad. No, it's the same thing. I think the top of this pipe is wrong somehow. Because that's perfectly... That should be perfect there. And, like, that pipe should be flipped around, too. I can see its seam. But, like, that lines up perfectly. And that was just a straight pipe. This one's wrong. I think this is wrong. And let's see if this hooks up with the other one. Like, up here. It does. Okay, yeah. So we know for sure, well, still a theory, this pipe's terminates wrong. It got pushed over somehow. It doesn't make any sense the way that I drew it. But this curvy, this pipe, the end of it's wrong, because these ones are lining up perfectly. So it's this one. You're the problem. But, anyway, we can... I should just thumbnail these right now, because I think these are the set. Because even if I regenerate that, it's still the same thumbnail overall. Oh, I still have it. So we can do this. Okay, and I gotta fix its visual center. Wow, where actually is it? I can't tell with the visual center being that far off. Oh, its rules are way off. Okay, I gotta fix that. But then they kind of become like roomed columns as well, which is kind of cool. Oh yeah, so these ones are like freestanding, so they can really be like almost anywhere. Except the fact that this is... I can't read the snapping. Wow, that was very unexpected. Okay, let me fix the visual center and the snapping rules. Oh, I see. I see what's going on. So let's put the visual center back where it should be. Which I'll put it basically halfway up to here, and then instead of negative 100, it's negative 70. Like that. And maybe I'll put it at 200. 300's like above your head. 200's like right at your eye level. This one. There we go. Oh, thanks, buddy. I didn't look at the snapping rule. This rule doesn't make too much sense. But I like that too. How does this feel next to it? Oh, oops. Yeah, that's cool. So those all stack together, and then, like, what if I put a straight one next to this one? Yeah, so there's a bunch of variations already. So straight down, curvy situation, curve up. With the underpipes, the against the walls with like the single wall, and then the horizontal triple, and the same for the ceiling pieces. So this straight one should be brought in on its axis, because it's the same acid. I'm just kind of flipping it around. It doesn't have any reason to. It doesn't bend or do anything different like these do. So it shouldn't have been brought in with the offset, like baking it into its position, like that. So how many of these? I gotta delete out the not keepers, because they're gonna make it confusing to figure out how to thumbnail these. So let me make sure these are all keep. Well, that's hard to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I mean 8. I have 5 slots. So I'm gonna make I'm just gonna make a new room over here. I'll do it with the sun facing it. Okay, so let's just make sure that these are the keepers, and then I'm gonna delete the other ones, and then thumbnail these, and that'll be 2 days of piping. 2, where are you? You're on the ceiling? There you are. Okay, fair enough. Put you there. 3 is this angle pipe. 4 is this one. And 5 is this one here. Okay. Those are all good. So that was 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we need this one, and this one. That's now 1. Interesting. 2 more ceiling pipes. 3 is that one. So that's what we've made in 2 days. This one's not placed correctly, like this should be against the wall. I think those are good. Those are fine. The other ones will just kill them for now. I think that's set. I mean, I can build a whole bunch of stuff with that myself, so hopefully everyone else can. And I gotta add those back into the prefabs. The big ones, I should come back and do a pass on the couplers and Houdini. Just make a better coupler resolution for them. Make them more round. And I think that's a good starter set. That was only I think this has only been 2 days of making these, so it's not bad. Not bad for 2 days. And they're not like final bakes. We can just keep iterating on them. Stick that against the wall. I guess the way to look at this one is to move it a little bit. I think the snapping rules for one of them were a little off. I don't remember which one. But that's less of an issue. Okay, it's still not in line. This one's not snapping right. That's the one I just made. How's this one doing? How come this one has like more? Okay, so the ceiling pipe rules are different, which is not good. Like that one has more finite steps to move it back and forth than the other ones do. So now those are all in a line. Like that. Okay. I'm gonna make thumbnails of those real quick. And I need to call the ones that we're not using out. And I will do that off stream. So I'll check you guys tomorrow. I don't know what I'm making. Something. Lots of stuff forever. Yeah, concrete fences. Whatever, they're concrete wall fence situations. That should be pretty easy. I'll do some research into like some procedural destruction too, so I can kind of like hopefully like blow up the concrete a little bit before I put it out, so they're not like perfect cubes. Check you later.